Jr. with 107 total hits, and Indian senior Branson Carswell, who tallied 99 hits and 4 sacks in 2022. Up front on the Admiral D, Matthew Purvis and Nail Caro are returning starters, while key reserves in the past, Jet Piper, Luke Hill, and Harrison Kilpatrick, look to step up in their expanded roles. On paper, these teams appear quite similar, and so we're anticipating a competitive and entertaining opening night here at Bill Claybo Field. The high school football season kicked off last night with Halls dispatching Campbell County 41-14. Besides our matchup this evening between Farragut and Dobyns-Bennett, other Week 1 contests involving Region 2 6A teams include Hardin Valley hosting Clarence, Maryville visits Heritage, Cleveland calls on Clinton. In one of Tennessee's oldest rivalries, Bradley Central makes the trip to McMinn County. Then tomorrow, Bearden is at West. In other Week 1 action involving East Tennessee teams, Hampton hosts Pigeon Forge, Chucky Doak entertains Unaka, Cloudland visits Happy Valley, Johnson County welcomes Sullivan East, Daniel Boone hosts Irwin, North Carolina, Unicoi County travels to Northview Academy, Science Hill entertains Elizabethton, David Crockett is at South Green, Tennessee High welcomes Greenville, West Ridge visits Volunteer, North Green is at West Green. It's the Morristown City Championship as East and West battle it out at Burke Tony. Claiborne calls on Granger. Hancock County hosts Harlan, Kentucky. Cumberland Gap is at Cosby. Cocke County travels to Cherokee. Jellicoe makes the trip to Lynn Camp, Kentucky. Scott plays host to Cumberland County. York Institute hosts Clay County. Sunbright entertains Red Boiling Springs. Monterey calls on Cannon County. Stone Memorial visits Cookeville. Coalfield welcomes Wartburg. Oakdale entertains Pickett County. Oliver Springs travels to South Pittsburgh. Sweetwater plays host to Sequoia. Tellico Plains entertains Eagleton Academy. McMinn Central travels to Signal Mountain. Ray County hosts Soddy Daisy. Walker Valley welcomes Notre Dame. Polk County is at Copper Basin. Lookout Valley visits Grace Baptist of Chattanooga. McCallie is at Chattanooga Christian. Boyd Buchanan hosts Chattanooga Prep. Baylor entertains Rabun Gap out of Georgia. Silverdale welcomes White County. Hickson hosts East Hamilton. Chattanooga Central is at Ottawa. Tyner calls on Red Bank. East Ridge is at Marion County. Bledsoe County heads up on the plateau to take on Sequatchie County. Lakewood Christian is at Catholic. Kings Academy calls on Grace Christian. Webb welcomes Powder Ground Academy. Christian Academy is at Darlington, South Carolina. Gatlinburg Pittman plays host to Seymour. Midway entertains Sale Creek. Rockwood travels to Oneida. Kingston hosts Harriman. Greenback welcomes Loudon. Alcoa is at Ravenwood. Oak Ridge entertains Jefferson County. Anderson County calls on Powell. Gibbs makes the trip to Union County. Carter hosts Sevier County. It's the Battle of Broadway as Fulton entertains Central. South Doyle visits Lenoir City. And then down in Chattanooga tomorrow, it's Howard at Brainerd. It's the return of high school football, and a nice night for it weather-wise across East Tennessee as we kick off the 2023 season with your Farragut Admirals hosting the Indians of Dobyns-Bennett. Coming up next, we'll get a look at tonight's anticipated starters when the Farragut Football Pregame Show continues here on West 105, online at WFIV.com, and accompanying BDC Productions video stream linked through FarragutFootball.com.
Hey there, Farragut football fans. When you're attending this week's game, be sure to catch a super cool t-shirt from the Pizza Kitchen. Only 3 t-shirts will be thrown per game. Every time you wear your t-shirt to the Pizza Kitchen, you get a free order of cheesy bread. This is limited to the 2023 Farragut football season only. Remember the Pizza Kitchen for your pregame tailgating. Located on Kingston Pike in the Lovell Heights Shopping Center. Check out thepizzakitchenknoxville.com for more info.
Farragut High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide a helping hand. Find out more about the Citizens Bank Local Advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Have you heard about the breakthrough Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires? One look at the tread, and you will know it is different. It hugs the road. wet or dry, stop shorter, and last longer than the 4 leading competitive tires. Where do you get the Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires installed correctly for perfect balance and alignment? Go see Fisher. Yes, Fisher Tire can match anyone's price, but nobody can match their service.
Fisher Tire on Kingston Pike in Bearden and Farragut and North on Broadway.
Hello, this is Leanne for Valley Plumbing. We are a local family-owned plumbing company specializing in water heater repair and replacement, clogged drains, broken pipes, and most importantly, taking care of you, the customer. We service all of West Knoxville, Loudoun, Blount, and Anderson counties. We offer same-day service, and we want to be your first and your last call. Call us at 213-3360, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit valleyplumbingtn.com.
Is it time to replace your existing doors and windows? Call the best, CRS Exteriors. They sell and install only the highest quality replacement windows, like the energy efficient and beautiful Infinity from Marvin Windows. At CRS Exteriors, the first price is the best price, and that just got better. Want details? Call them at 670-8823. I did. Or CRSExteriors.com.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City.
You're listening to West 105.
Every night is Friday night without you.
And welcome in to our season opener from Farragut's Bill Clabo Field as the Admirals tonight host the Dobyns-Bennett Indians. These teams have a history of meeting in season openers. They did so for 6 straight years from 2009 through 2014. DB winning the last 5 of those matchups after Farragut won in 2009. And these teams also, way back in 1979, opened their seasons against each other, with Dobyns-Bennett winning that night 12-0. All time, it's Dobyns-Bennett with a 13-5 series lead. The teams have split 4 regular season matchups. Of late, it's been a hurdle the Admirals have struggled to clear. The Indians of Dobyns-Bennett have been. But tonight, you're looking at 2 teams that are very similar. And let's get a look at the starters for both Coach Eddie Courtney and Coach Joey Christian. Coach Christian in his 6th year at Dobyns-Bennett, 37-19, a winning percentage of .661 overall, 3-4 in the playoffs. Of course, Coach Eddie Courtney is beginning his 45th year at Farragut, his 28th season as the head coach. His record, 200 wins, 115 losses. That's a .635 winning percentage, and includes a 26-19 postseason mark, .578 winning percentage in the playoffs. And, of course, Farragut, the 2016 Class 5A state champions. Taking a look at Coach Courtney's lineup this evening, the experience is up front on the offensive side with left tackle number 51, Davis Smith, 5'11", 225, a senior. Left guard number 71, Jacob Cabrera, is a new starter, 5'11", 230, a junior. The center, Roger McNear, the most experienced of all those offensive linemen, 6'2", 255, a senior. At right guard, Nathan Harville, 6 foot, 255, a senior. And at right tackle number 64, Avery Moore, 6'1", 250, a senior. That Farragut offensive line averages 6 foot, 243, 4 returning starters from a year ago. The tight end will be number 12, Noah Gunter. He's a senior, 7 catches a year ago, averaging just under 7 yards per reception. And we will also see, I think undoubtedly, number 80, Brooks Burnett. He is a 6'2", 190-pound senior, a single catch for Burnett in 2022. New wideout for the Admirals is junior Robbie Jacobs. He's number 1. Opposite him is Landis Davila, who had himself a tremendous junior campaign. 44 catches, 713 yards. That's 16.2 per reception, a long of 63, and he reeled in 7 touchdowns. So Landis, the senior, will undoubtedly be the go-to guy this year when the Admirals put the ball in the air. In the slot, it's number 9, Jordan Shepard, a senior. Last year, he caught 3 balls. All 3 of them were touchdowns. He averaged 36.3 yards per reception, along of 44.
We will probably see, well, we hope to see Landon Collins as well. Landon nursing a hip flexor injury that kind of comes and goes, and so you don't know whether Landon's going to be able to give it a go tonight in this curtain raiser or not. But certainly hope so. If not, hopefully he will be back next week, because he is a valuable asset for this team, both offensively and defensively. A year ago, he had 16 catches, including a pair of touchdowns. The quarterback will be number 6, Cam Duncan. He is a 6'3", 185-pound senior making his first career start. We might at times see Kent Carbaugh at quarterback as well. Noah Haig provides depth at the position. Haig, a sophomore, Carbaugh, a junior. We'll have at running back to start number 3, Troy Lockhart, 5'10", 175, a senior. Last year, 248 yards rushing on 35 attempts. That's 7.1 per rush, a long of 21. He had a touchdown on the ground and caught 2 passes, good for 16 yards. Wyatt Drummy will be in the running back rotation as well. 24 rushing attempts, 136 yards last year. That's 5.7 per attempt, a long of 29. Couple of rushing touchdowns. He had 1 reception, good for 10 yards. We may also see at sort of a scat back style sophomore, Charlie Noble, undersized Noble, 5'6", 135, has very quick feet. He wears number 24, and may very well see him in the running back rotation. At place kicker, it's the sophomore Ryan McHugh. A year ago, 5 of 6 on his PATs, 1 of 1 on field goals, as he filled in some lopsided games for Reeskini. 1 of 1 on his field goal attempts, good from 26 yards. Watching him in practice, I would say that McHugh easily has the leg to hit from 40. The holder is Noah Haig, the backup quarterback, sophomore, number 16. The long snapper is number 53, Roger McNear. For Dobyns-Bennett defensively, up front at end, it's number 10, Cooper Martin, 213-pound senior. At defensive tackle, number 3, Justin Hale, 199, a senior. Defensive tackle, number 59, Nicholas McVeigh, 225, a senior. And a couple of players that at least the lineup I got from Dobyns-Bennett, they were undecided whether it would be number 26, Omari Maddox, a 189-pound senior, or number 11, Eli Wallace, 191, a senior. So the 5 primary defensive linemen we expect to see tonight for Dobyns-Bennett average 6'2", 203. Again, Farragut's offensive line 6'2", 243. The inside backers for Dobyns-Bennett, number 2, Caden Kolbacki, is a senior. And then there's number 4, Branson Carswell. He's a 205-pound senior coming off a junior campaign in which he had 99 total tackles, including 4 sacks. And as I understand it, he is on track to become Dobyns-Bennett's all-time leading tackler in his senior year. The outside linebacker is Gabe Marshall, number 28. He's a junior. At corners, Tylen Taylor, number 13, a junior for Dobyns-Bennett. Opposite corner, Jai Carnes. He's a 5'9", senior. The safeties, Jalen Thomas is a sophomore, number 17, 5'7", 137. And the lone returning starter in the secondary for Dobyns-Bennett is Nigel Vital, 6'2", 171, a senior. A year ago, he played cornerback. Again, this year, he is penciled in at safety. The punter, Ethan Klein, for Dobyns-Bennett, is a junior. The long snapper is Caden Kolbacki. Flipping over my lineup sheet for Dobyns-Bennett offensively, at left tackle, it's number 52, Baker Carell, 258, a sophomore. Left guard, number 55, Gavin Comerford, 268, a senior. The center, number 70, Will Ford, 240, a junior. Right guard, number 57, Tyler Grizzle, is a sophomore, 6'3", 292, biggest guy on that offensive line at right guard. Right tackle, number 53, Malachi Starnes, is a 190-pound senior. The offensive line averages 6'2", 250 for the Tribe. Defensive tight end, number 1, Keldon Mullins, 6'3", 219, a senior, and according to Coach Christian, he's got plenty of foot speed. So a big guy, big target, and good foot speed. A year ago, 10 catches, 124 yards, and 1 touchdown for the Indian tight end. He will be spelled perhaps at times by Caden Kolbacki, who is a fellow senior. Wideouts for Dobyns-Bennett, number 8, Rome Pruitt, is a junior. And then another situation where they weren't really sure who was going to get the start. Number 13, Tylen Taylor, a possibility. He's a junior. Number 21, Tegan Bagley, is a sophomore, number 21. And number 26, Amari Maddox, the biggest of those three receivers at 6'2", 189, another possibility. In the slot, it's number 7, Mason Kirkhoff, 6'2", 166, a senior for Dobyns-Bennett. The quarterback, well, we thought he was going to be wearing 0. I am told, however, that they left Kingsport without a 0 jersey, and so instead Will Hurd will be wearing number 33 tonight. 6'2", 205, a senior. Like Farragut's Cam Duncan, it is Hurd making his first career start behind center. Last year he had 114 receiving yards and a touchdown. But again, a new signal caller for the Indians. We might see a couple of transfers at quarterback for Dobyns-Bennett. Elizabethton transferred. Gib Maupin is a senior. Austin Sykes transferred over from Union, Virginia. He's a junior. The running backs, three-headed monster, Braden Simpson, a year ago, 673 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. Peyton Franklin is a 186-pound junior, so he's 26 pounds heavier than Simpson. Last year, 459 yards rushing, 6 touchdowns on the ground, and is the leading returning receiver from a year ago. 15 receptions, 238 yards, and 4 touchdowns through the air for the running back, Peyton Franklin. Hayden Job, number 24, a senior, is expected to see action as well. The place kicker is Cooper McLean. He's a sophomore. Long snapper is Will Ford. Not sure who the holder is for the Indians. For Farragut defensively up front, it will be Nael Caro, number 56 at defensive end. A year ago, 44 hits, 6 tackles for loss, including 2 sacks. Forced a fumble, had a recovery, broke up a couple of passes. We will see him both on the line and kind of back almost in a linebacker position as he gets a full head of steam. Typically, he's not playing coverage there. He's coming to the quarterback. He's just got a cushion between he and the offensive line. Let's see. Aiden Waters, number 55, is a junior at defensive tackle. He's a new one. One of the fresh faces along that defensive front for the Admirals. Again, Caro, returning veteran, as is on the other side of Aiden Waters at defensive tackle, Matt Purvis, number 40. The senior last year had 58 hits, which leads all returning defensemen for the Admirals. 6 tackles for loss and a couple of sacks. And then defensive end, number 97, Luke Hill, back after an injury last year. Luke, 200-pound senior. He will be spelled at times by Harrison Kilpatrick. We expect to see Jet Piper along the defensive front as well. Perhaps Luca Hofer and Grady Brown as well. We will see. Cornerbacks, number 1, Robbie Jacobs is a junior. And number 11, possibly Landon Collins. Again, that hip flexor, we don't know whether he's going to be able to go or not. Jaden Davis would get the start if Collins cannot go. Davis is a senior and Collins a junior. The inside backers, David Broda, number 34, a senior, 16 hits a year ago, including and had a broken up pass, I should say. And of course, number 7, Jack Alley, 6'2", 215, a senior, 107 hits, 8 tackles for loss, including a sack. He forced a fumble, had a recovery, broke up a couple of passes, and he will be heavily counted on this year to lead this Farragut defense. Good safeties for the Admirals. Maybe not guys who have got a world of experience, but I tell you, the time we've seen them on the field, they have been impressive. Strong safety, number 15, Kent Carball, 6'2", 175, a junior. Last year, 30 hits, a couple of tackles for loss, including a sack, broke up a couple of passes. Number 9, Jordan Shepard, is the weak safety. He's a senior. He broke up 2 passes and had 2 interceptions. Keep in mind, Farragut only had 4 interceptions all season 2022, and Jordan Shepard sort of pressed into action, snared 2 of them relatively late in the season. Landis Davila will be going to both ways, as Davila will be the free safety, and I anticipate that like Shepard, like Carball, Davila's probably going to have a pretty good nose for the ball. So again, really like that set of safeties for the Admirals. Davila, very limited action as a defensive back last year, did break up a pass. Again, he's a senior. The punter will be either Roger McNear or Brooks Burnett, and the long snapper, if McNear is the punter, will be Christian Campbell. If Burnett is handling the punting chores, then Roger McNear will be the long snapper. So that's a look at the offense and defense for both of these squads. And we welcome in now Brett Clendenin and Tyler Carr. We got the band back together again. Andrew Burrows down on the sideline as well. Of course, Brandon Campbell's behind the camera if you're watching at FarragutFootball.com. Dusty Street back at our WFIV studios. And, guys, if there's anything I love, it's continuity. And we've got that in our broadcast team, both at our studios, at the field, behind the camera. And so it's all good, but not a lot of continuity for this Farragut team. You know, there's a lot of fresh faces both sides of the ball.
Yeah, there really is. I mean, you're not the only person who loves continuity. A football team does as well. A lot of new pieces, a lot of names we've seen before having their first opportunity to take a main role. Obviously, you got a new quarterback, a lot of interesting pieces, but you got a really good offensive line. You never know really what to expect, you know, with high school football, but really excited to start year number 11, Tyler.
I think it's going to be a great night because the continuity you do have on that offense goes up front with that offensive line. Early season high school football, you're going to want to establish your dominance on the line of scrimmage, and I think you got to start with Roger McNear. I mean, this kid is massive. He's going to be controlling the snap. He's going to be able to adjust coverages, protection. So I think that there's a great building block to build off of. And you're right. We've seen some guys like Jordan Shepard that's had some great playmaking ability. Tonight's going to be the coming out party, I hope, for the Admirals, as he's explosive in space.
Davila and Shepard will be key among return men on punts and kickoffs tonight for the Admirals. And, guys, those are two guys who are exciting with the ball in their hands, and special teams and special team miscues. Whether it's outstanding play or whether it's lacking play, special teams can really be a deciding factor in these early season games. Typically, Farragut is at a considerable advantage over its opponents. I think they're still kind of trying to find their way a little bit with the kickers right now. Again, you've got Roger McNear and Brooks Burnett, who are going to be splitting time at punter. Ryan McHugh is a promising youngster, but still a youngster. But it's just one of those things, guys, where I feel like, you just want to avoid mistakes. And if you can get something out of special teams, boy, what an added bonus that would be.
Yeah, and, talking to coaches preseason, special teams is always such a huge advantage for us. And like you said, I don't know that it's as much of an advantage this year as it has been in the past. But you look at that secondary, I think one thing that's different is, it's a really big secondary. 3 of your 5 starters are 6 feet or taller, right? So it's a big secondary. Obviously, Jack Alley's an absolute talent at the linebacker position. So special teams early, as Eric would say, is even bigger than probably in week 8 or 9, and that's going to be an interesting one.
Well, and one thing you need to think of with special teams is tonight, you may not win the game with them, but you don't want to lose the game because of them. So if you go out there tonight and you execute special teams play and you just have successful snaps, kicks, don't give up a special teams touchdown, you're winning in that category, because there's going to be a lot of teams across the state tonight that will give up a kickoff return for a touchdown, a muffed punt, anything like that. So if you stay even, it's still a win.
And, guys, turnovers are always huge. Early in the season, they're huge every game. But, again, it's one of those stats, I think, that gets magnified in a season opener and in the earlier weeks of a season. And, last year Farragut was -5, but the Admirals averaged 32 points a game. And so even though normally Farragut, you would expect them to be at least +12 in the turnover margin, oftentimes we've seen them north of +20. And last year they were just -5. And so hopefully that's something that can get turned around tonight. That would obviously be huge, again, in a first game when you've got Dobyns-Bennett like Farragut with a young man behind center who's making his first ever varsity start.
Yeah, and you talk about turnover differential. I mean, that's pretty wild to think we're used to having a +15, +20 turnover differential. With that in special teams, that's kind of a little bit of our recipe for success. May have to do it a little bit different way, but yeah, that -5 from last year, you got to help your offense out, and you're hoping to obviously get that number for sure in the positive area.
I think a lot of that's going to go back to these young quarterbacks taking their first snaps. Is you want to make sure that you're managing the possession well. You want to try to get 3 to 4 yards on first down, try to get another 2+ yards on second down, avoid that 3rd and 6 or longer. That way you can control the game, you can use the run game to help get that quarterback confidence, and then when the defense sucks up, that's when you take your shot.
I think the one other thing I would mention, guys, is the color guards making its way onto the field for the playing of the national anthem would be getting off to a strong start. You know, it's about building confidence, and it's about maybe shaking some maybe fragile confidence of your opponent by getting off to a strong start. So hopefully the Admirals will be able to do that. Last year they were great in the first quarter. Let's get a 1-minute break here. We will return on the other side. My discussion interview that was recorded this morning with the head coach of the Admirals and now the dean of high school football coaches across the state of Tennessee, Coach Eddie Courtney. Back in 1 minute with more as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105 and online at WFIV.com.
Hello, this is Dave from VG's Bakery. After 22 years, we are both proud and humbled by how this community has embraced us. We are proud to sponsor the broadcast of the Admirals games, and we are humbled by the support we've been shown during these past couple of years. We remain committed to offering the highest quality cookies, pastries, pies, and breads, and our cake decorator will make your special occasion a dazzling affair. Open Wednesday through Saturday in the Cole Shopping Center. Come see, smell, and taste what's baking at VG's Bakery.
It's football time in Farragut. Let's score with a great gift from your local jeweler, International Flair Jewelers, right here in the heart of Farragut. Unique, beautiful jewelry, repairs, custom designs, and all in between. Come in as a customer and leave as a friend. International Flair Jewelers.
Welcome back to the Farragut Football Pregame Show on West 105, online at WFIV.com, and in tandem with BDC Productions video stream, linked through FarragutFootball.com, as the Admirals open up 2023 at home, taking on the Indians of Dobyns-Bennett. Last season, Farragut finished up 9-3, while Dobyns-Bennett concluded its season at 8-3. I'm pleased to be joined at this time, as always, by Farragut head coach Eddie Courtney. And I happened to see the other day that Coach Tom Adkins is no longer leading the Joe Burns program after 29 years of service in that community, which means that both Coach Courtney and Coach John Webb at Rockwood, entering their 28th seasons at their respective schools, are now the longest tenured head football coaches in Tennessee's public division. A lot has changed over the years, and the pace of change feels to me as though it's accelerated greatly in recent years. Can you describe, Coach, what it is about the coaching profession and the game of football that keeps you coming back?
Well, I enjoyed this morning being down at the stadium, seeing the pylons out and everything, the banners and everything, and just, it's here, and that's what I work for all year long, just like our players do, to compete and get out here in Friday night atmosphere in football. It's very exciting. Been blessed, been a great place, and it means something to football in this community. Football does in this community, and so I'm just excited about it.
It's been a few years, Coach, since you played your high school ball over at Fulton, where a coach of yours was Bob Black, who departed this world this past week. Are there seeds planted by Coach Bob Black that are still traceable and evident to you in your own approach to working with and challenging young people, or even in areas beyond coaching?
Well, what a man he is, and so just not only the football coach, but the man he was. And, he even led Young Life back when I was in high school. He's just a complete person and certainly shared his faith with everybody. And just, the approach, when I think of Coach Black, is just his hard-nosed approach, no nonsense as far as discipline and hard. Football is hard and make it that way, but he also knew how to put his arm around you and hug you and be there for you. I could call him these last 60-some-odd years here, and he was always there for anything I needed for advice or whatever like that. And he's just all that. And in that community, it's certainly a big loss because of what he meant to the school and the football and just that area. And so I hope that things I'll learn from him is try to do it the right way, be accountable every day, be on time every day. Football's a great game. Be physical, play it that way. Love your brothers that can compete and do that. And so those are things I remember about Coach Black. And tomorrow will be a service that I'm sure for a lot of people will be sad, but it's also happy knowing that he is where he lived his life to end up when he did pass on.
Right. Well, before we transition to your new look Admirals and tonight's matchup, it's always great for me to come back and begin preparing for another season, and in that process to see so many familiar faces on your coaching staff. A lot of continuity over the years. What about this year's group, Coach, their responsibilities and the chemistry that's needed on a staff?
Well, that's good. Biggest thing is having a coaching staff that cares about the kids and works hard with these kids and are there for them. And so I am very lucky. I have Tom and Patty Doucette and Jeff and myself, Courtney, and, and then you've got Mickey Chait. Marcus Giles has been a great addition. Jeff Gate was another I cannot say about the stability of Chris McNear. He's everywhere I need him. Chase Scott and Steve Scott, and those guys helping the support staff. And Gerald Robson does a great job with our kickers. Just these guys, we all enjoy being around each other, and I think hopefully it shows to the players that we try to build this as a family atmosphere, and it's something that we try to, they see that in us as far as we care about each other. I think it spreads through our team, and our team it does that in the locker room as well as on the field.
Offensively, you graduated last year's starting quarterback, Luke Johnson, your leading rusher, Elijah Gibbs, and your leading receiver, Ashton Auker. But I suppose if there's a silver lining on that side of the ball, Coach, it would be the experience you return along the offensive line.
Oh, yes, that's where we wanted to start at. Of course, you got Davis Smith, of course, Roger McNear, and Christian Campbell, and Nathan Harville, and Avery Moore, and Jacob Cabrera. Those guys are doing that. And we got 2 tight ends, in Brooks Burnett, and Noah Gunter. Those 2 guys that, we play some 2 tight ends with them. Then, we got some guys tonight that's going to have to play. Landis Devil is going to have to play both ways some, and then the athletes guys on the back end's got to play a lot, and then we got to bring some guys on to help them. But that's the exciting thing about football. You see Jack Alley's going to lead the defense, and then, of course, Matt Purvis, and, and Nao Caro, and then those guys kind of step it up. And just to see guys when they get their chance, the guys who come back on a good note last year want to be better this year. So we feel good about this group. I feel like we've gotten better each day, and going into this first week, I think that these guys want to see what they can do and make some new things happen.
Well, I mentioned the question marks there in the offensive backfield. How are you feeling about the progression when you're talking about quarterback and running back, and then also with your receiver spots, some expanded roles there, and even some guys that are pretty fresh-faced?
Well, that's right. Running back, we got Troy Lockhart, and we got Wyatt Drummy, and then, of course, Bryce Thompson. There's 3 solid backs, and we got a couple of young sophomores that come on also. At quarterback, this is time for Cam Duncan. He's worked patiently for 3 years now. Now he's a senior. He just has to, just to run the offense, let those guys around him, the running backs, the tight ends, and receivers do their thing and count on them. And I'm sure they're going to try to help him the same thing, be a balanced offense. So that's the good thing about it. Jordan Shepard and all those guys that receiver can help as being athletes. And then our punting game, I feel good about that because we have Roger McNear and Brooks Burnett both who depend on situation. And, Ryan McHugh, our kicker, he's done a great job. That's where it starts in special teams, and that's something that a game like tonight is going to be very key. And those guys have done a good job in camp trying to take care of their business. For Dobyns-Bennett, it seems like they're always a run-heavy offense. Any reason to expect anything different tonight, Coach? I think they're a little more balanced. We agreed to exchange our 2 scrimmage tapes with them, and they did us. And there are a lot of similarities, things we saw, we charted. They're almost 50-50 run pass. They're kind of the same situation, got a big offensive line experience, but they're playing 3 running backs, and they're playing 2 quarterbacks, but I think they'll settle in one tonight. They can run the inside zone, the outside zone, and they're really good in the play-action pass game. Again, it's a lot of similarities, what we're doing, what they're doing, and so it's kind of been a little easier to practice the last 2 weeks preparing for those kind of similar things. And same thing on defense. They're just a little bit larger size-wise up front than we are in defense, but very similar, same schemes. So 2 teams that in many ways mirror each other. What do you see, Coach, as the keys to securing a victory on opening night? Well, first game, you always worry to take care of the football. That's number 1. And then also you try to create some turnovers and get some things going your way. Special teams is always big. I've learned that through all the years of coaching, especially the first night. You got to make sure that you keep good field position and execute where you can get the bonus points there and not let them have it. But things we've talked about all week as a team, talk about great effort. That's what they control. Execute on what you're supposed to do, and then just finish the play into the whistle. I feel like, take all the tightness out of it, all the other things you might not be ready for first week, but just focus on those things, and that'll get you through the first game. Coach, I thank you, and I wish the Admirals the best tonight. Thank you, Eric. It's certainly good to have you back. Another great year here. That's Farragut head coach Eddie Courtney sharing his thoughts in advance of this evening's curtain raiser against Dobyns-Bennett. Just ahead, we'll have the coin toss and opening kickoff. It's a Farragut Football Friday night on West 105, online at WFIV.com, and paired with BDC Productions video stream at FarragutFootball.com.
How about 1 minute, It's football season at Blair House. This is John Blair, president of Blair House Antiques and proud Farragut alumni. We've been proudly serving the Knoxville area with exquisite gifts and keepsakes for over 30 years. From jewelry to chandeliers, lamps to staffeture, we can assist you with all of your gifting needs when the gift must be perfect. Blair House, your time-tested connection to the treasures of the past. Blair House, 210 North Forest Park Boulevard in Bearden.
Hello, this is Leanne for Valley Plumbing. We are a local family-owned plumbing company specializing in water heater repair and replacement, clogged drains, broken pipes, and most importantly, taking care of you, the customer. We service all of West Knoxville, Loudoun, Blount, and Anderson counties. We offer same-day service, and we want to be your first and your last call. Call us at 213-3360, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit valleyplumbingtn.com.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudoun, Farragut, Lenore City.
You're listening to West 105.
Welcome back to Eddie Courtney Stadium, Bill Claybo Field, where the coin toss is taking place. Tyler Carr down eavesdropping for us. We'll get you the captains here in just a moment.
Tails. Heads and tails, all right? If I flip this thing, I'm going to drop it. If I do drop it, we're going to redo it.
Dobyns-Bennett's going to have the call.
It's a tails. But what'd you call? Tails? I didn't call nothing. Well, all right, we practiced one. What are you going to call? Tails. You call tails? Here we go. You supposed to call it? You ain't tails? What'd he call?
I ain't called nothing.
He called tails.
Yeah, he called heads. No.
Now we got a head.
All right, yeah, we want the ball. We want the ball.
You want the football? He told me you wanted to defer. So you want the football?
Yeah, we want the ball.
Well, you won't get.
Okay, so Farragut has won the coin toss. A little bit of confusion, first of all, that the toss was made initially without heads or tails having been called. So they retossed the coin, and Farragut won. And the officials seemed to think that the coaching staff had said that Farragut wanted to defer. Jack Alley said they want the ball. He discussed it with his other captains, the game captains, those being Cam Duncan, Roger McNear, and Luke Hill, and they all agreed that Farragut wants the ball. So the Admirals win the coin toss and kind of break from the norm, where the Admirals are concerned when they win the coin toss, and so they will get the ball to start. It'll be, again, it was Cam Duncan, Jack Alley, Roger McNear, and Luke Hill for Farragut. And for Dobyns-Bennett, the captains were Braden Simpson, Cooper Martin, also Nigel Vidal, and Gavin Comerford. And so Farragut set to receive. And so I would assume that means for Dobyns-Bennett that it'll be Cooper McLean kicking it away. And the Admirals will have back deep Jordan Shepard and Landis Davila, as well as Kent Carball, one of the deep men, to go along with Wyatt Drummy. Those are your four deepest return men. Back around the 5-yard line, it'll be Jordan Shepard and Landis Davila. The Admirals in their home navy with the gray pants, white numerals outlined, gray numerals outlined in white. We got the white stripe down those gray pants outlined in navy. It's the traditional look and the favored look of this broadcaster. Dobyns-Bennett, meanwhile, is wearing the maroon pants, the road white jerseys with the maroon numerals outlined, I believe, in gray. Easy enough to read numerals. Appreciate that from the tribe. There have been some times in the past where DB was one of those teams that wore light gray numbers on white jerseys, but I think this may be the first year that that's supposed to be a done deal. Hopefully so. Gave them a few years to replace those jerseys and get something that's easier to read. We are underway, full speed ahead, as it'll be Shepard down at the 8-yard line. He brings it near side as Farragut returns it left to right. He's to the 35 to 40. He's in midfield. He hurdled the man, and Jordan Shepard's going to take it to the house. What a decision by the game captains to take the ball at the outset. There was confusion as the ref tried to talk him out of it, but the Admirals indeed take the opening kickoff back. Jordan Shepard, some 94 yards.
Welcome to the 2023 football season, Eric. Welcome back off the right side. It was a right return. Really good blocking downfield, Eric, and then we just caught it with a seam. It looked like he was going to be out about the 50, but some good blocking, and he toe touches for an Admiral 6.
Jordan Shepard will say 94 yards, and at midfield, he leaped over the last man who had a realistic shot to get him down. Now Farragut late getting a man on for the extra point. Ryan McHugh will attempt the extra point as the Admirals score 18 seconds into this game. Brett, again, all Jordan Shepard does is score touchdowns. 3 receptions last year, 3 touchdowns. He returns the opening kickoff of 2023 for 6. And there is Ryan McHugh, the sophomore, puts it up and through. Roger McNear with the snap. Noah Haig the hold. And just like that, Farragut leads 7-0. 11:42 to go in our first quarter here at Bill Claybo Field. Back in 1 minute with the kickoff as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
Hi, I'm Angie Cody with the Angie Cody team, brokered by eXp Realty. I've been asked recently, is now a good time to buy a house? Of course it is. I'm seeing less multiple offers, which means less competition. Home prices are leveling off, and we have an increase in inventory. If you're thinking about buying, please reach out to me at angiecody.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
The Shrimp Dock, Knoxville's premier fresh seafood market, offers fresh seafood entrees at all 3 of its area locations. Po' boys, crab cake plates, fish tacos, shrimp, salmon, and more. Choose an entree. Choose a side and a beverage. Dine in or carry it out. You won't regret making the Shrimp Dock your choice for a seafood meal. 3 locations to serve you: Farragut, Bearden, and Alcoa. All locations open at 10 a.m. Monday through Saturday and at 11 a.m. on Sundays. Like us on Facebook for the Fish of the Week and other weekly specials. The Shrimp Dock, Knoxville's premier fresh seafood market.
Trey Wyndham on the kickoff return for Dobyns-Bennett right at the goal line. I almost thought that was a touchback, and the coverage team for the Admirals is exceptional, and he is down at the 13-yard line. So DB goes to work. First possession of the ballgame after Farragut returns the opening kickoff. 94 yards for a touchdown by senior Jordan Shepard.
You asked for a good start, Eric. One of your 3 keys to the game, right? That's about as good of a start as you can hope for. 94 yards to the house. Great kickoff coverage.
So it'll be the quarterback, Will Hurd. He's a senior wearing number 33 tonight, and they'll hand it off, and Farragut has David Broda there to meet the running back, who is Braden Simpson, and we'll say a gain of maybe half a yard to the 14-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, not much, and this offensive line, Tyler, has caused us issues for years. Not quite as big an experience as they have been in the past. I agree, Brett.
He could go with the wireless there, but there's Tyler.
There's back.
I think you should. Well, wait a minute. We got to get him up here too. There you go. Say something, Tyler. Let's make sure.
Start.
False start. That's exactly right, Tyler.
There you go.
Guys, I can see things now.
There we go.
Now, I agree with you, Brett. This offensive line is not the biggest I've seen at Dobyns-Bennett, but you look at what they were able to do and produce last year, you still have to be aware. I also heard some reports from their Anderson County scrimmage that they will still play Dobyns-Bennett football. They're going to be physical, and they're going to try to push you around and establish the run game.
Yep.
2nd down and 14 yards to go as the Indians on 1st down gained 1 off the right side. Broda from the inside backer position for the Admirals made the tackle on Braden Simpson. And now they'll pitch it to Simpson running right, and he's got the 15 and nearly broke through. Got to the 20. They'll say actually he's down at about the 23, so that's going to be close to 1st down yardage, it looks like. I lost the ref there. There we go, 23-yard line. And they'll eyeball this, I bet, and say 1st down. And indeed they do. So the Admirals had them backed up with a good stop on 1st down, backed them up 5 with a false start, but Simpson rips off 1st down yardage. And there's your initial Service Street Auto Repair 1st down of the ball game. Hope you'll be with us all night long. We'll have our Dennis Hall Auto Service halftime show, and at the end of the night, we'll be choosing Blair House Antique Players of the Game. Here's a big hole up the middle, and sliding to the outside, it goes Braden Simpson. It's a sprint down the far sideline, deep in Farragut territory. He's to the 30, down to the 20, into the 19-yard line. And so from the 23-yard line, back-to-back first downs. That one's a huge first down, 23-yard line to the 19-yard line. So that's going to be, 27-31, 58 yards for Braden Simpson off the right side.
Yeah, right up the middle. Just really nice run.
Kent Carball coming in and making a nice open field tackle, sort of the last-ditch effort there. Very impressed with Carball last year in his limited time. I remember, was it the Farragut matchup? He sort of had a coming-out party in the Bearden game, and really an outstanding-looking prospect right now for the Admirals on defense.
So Dobyns-Bennett, looking to answer, is in the red zone at the 19-yard line. Last year, Farragut's opposition scored on 24 of 34 trips into the red zone, 21 touchdowns, 3 field goals. Oh, there's a big stop in the backfield. Mael Caro comes and cleans up what was begun, I believe, by maybe Purvis.
Yeah, not the biggest defensive front, Tyler, for the Admirals. You've got 230, Purvis, the biggest guy they've got. They also don't play a lot of bodies, still 4 or 5 bodies at all that they're going to play, not a lot of depth, so you worry about the push.
Yeah, but Purvis also has a lot of experience. Him and Piper have a lot of experience in the trenches, and, you're right, they don't have the mass that a lot of defensive linemen have in today's game, but they've got a high motor, and they've got some good football IQ, setting up now for a 2nd and 10 for the Indians from the Admirals' 19-yard line.
I believe that was Peyton Franklin on that last carry, gained nothing. 2nd down and 10 from the 19-yard line. Franklin stands off to the left of his quarterback, Will Hurd, takes the handoff, and Farragut wraps him up as at the bottom of the pile for the Admirals. I think that was Purvis again. Maybe they got him around the ankles. Purvis or Piper won.
I think Carball got in there as well. It was a really nice shoestring tackle. Came in, I think, from his nickel, outside linebacker, whatever you want to call him. Really nice play. Going to force a big 3rd and 9.
So gain of none for Franklin on first, gain of 1 for Franklin on second, 3rd down and 9 yards to go. Farragut's opposition last year. Admirals were good on 3rd down. 38% was all that the opposition converted on. So 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Hurd pump fakes, rolls right, throws for the end zone. Farragut picks it off. And the Admirals will be brought down in the end zone. That ball was under throw, and it's Jordan Shepard. We mentioned he had 2 of Farragut's 4 interceptions a year ago. We talk about turnovers, we talk about early momentum, and Jordan Shepard has provided momentum with a kickoff return to begin this ball game and snuffs out a drive in the red zone.
Well, you talk about all he does is make big plays. He's early MVP vote is looking pretty solid for him. 94 on a kick return. Not to mention, both of his picks last year were huge. One of them was against Bearden, I believe, to close it out, Eric. I could be wrong. But a really big pick late in that game. He makes big plays. Loved him last year. Even better this year.
Also got to love it if you're Cam Duncan, your first snap in the varsity football game, you already got a 7-0 lead. The pressure is not on him right now. He can just go play football.
Yeah, get comfortable.
Red zone stop by the Admirals. Farragut from its 20-yard line after Shepard is tackled in the end zone following the interception. Lockhart takes a handoff. Pinballs around the line of scrimmage, and they're going to give him forward progress to about the 21-yard line. So that's Farragut's first play from scrimmage. And as Brett said, you got Cam Duncan, his first snap. He turns, hands to Lockhart, who picks up 1. As we mentioned during the recitation of the lineups tonight, Lockhart a year ago averaged 7.1 yards per carry on 35 attempts. Scored 1 touchdown. This will be a pitch, and that was a little out of sync. Whistles blow. Play is stopped. And Farragut is going to see Dobyns-Bennett in the neutral zone, offsides.
Yeah, that's good news. And Tyler, exactly right. Talking to the coaches preseason, it was, hey, how can we get Cam comfortable? This is a big offensive line, an experienced offensive line, but we've got to do things early to get him in a rhythm.
And I think you're also seeing a little bit more out of the playbook right now with a little speed option look, to where that could be another wrinkle that DB has not prepared for yet. Getting the call from Coach Courtney on the sidelines. 2nd down and 4 to go for the Admirals.
26-yard line, and it'll be Duncan pulling it away from Lockhart. Throws over the middle, and there goes Davila. Off to the races. No, change that. It'll be for Farragut. Robbie Jacobs sprinting some 74 yards to the house. Duncan pulled it at the last instant. I thought Lockhart had it, held it in his belly for a long time, and then fires the crossing route to new receiver Robbie Jacobs, and the junior knows what to do with it. It's a house call 74 yards later, and we're midway through this first quarter, and the Admirals an extra point away from leading 14-0.
In the words of Kirk Cousins, you like that? That was beautiful. I'll tell you what, I think Lockhart thought he had it as well. Held it forever, pulled it the last second, slant for 6.
McHugh out of the hold of Haig, the snap of McNear, all good. And so the Admirals with an 80-yard drive, 74 of it coming on the big play over the middle to Robbie Jacobs. And it's Farragut 14, Dobyns-Bennett nothing with 6:13 to go in our opening quarter here at Bill Claybo Field on opening night. Back in 1 minute with more as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
Farragut High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide a helping hand. Find out more about the Citizens Bank Local Advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey there, Farragut football fans. When you're attending this week's game, be sure to catch a super cool t-shirt from the Pizza Kitchen. Only 3 t-shirts will be thrown per game. Every time you wear your t-shirt to the Pizza Kitchen, you get a free order of cheese.
Oh!
This is limited to the 2023 Farragut football season only. Remember the Pizza Kitchen for your pregame tailgating. Located on Kingston Pike in the Lovell Heights Shopping Center. Check out thepizzakitchenknoxville.com for more info.
Boy, big hit on Bryce Thompson. It's 20 for the second time. First possession for the Indians after Farragut returned the Jordan Shepard giving Farragut a 7-0 lead 18 seconds into the ballgame. It was Dobyns-Bennett from its 13. They had a big 58-yard run. They got him in the red zone, but Jordan Shepard with an interception, and the Admirals come back. The first pass of the career of Cam Duncan, all it does is go 74 yards for a touchdown. Dobyns-Bennett looking to answer. They'll go over the middle. Big hit by Davila. The helmet comes off. And what is that for? I got to say, Davila didn't really tag him like he could have. I don't think both straps were probably buttoned on the receiver who was crossing Mason Kirchhoff, and he makes the reception out to the 30. They got the ball marked 34-yard line.
That better be both ways. It wasn't for the hit though. That was for the after the hit.
They're going to say it was taunting, and that's one of the rules that the TWSBA said that they were working to enforce this year. Sitting in the rules meeting, that was brought up a lot this year. Great job by Landis reading the play, making the hit. I don't know what you want him to do right there. He really didn't think. I don't think he did anything that atrocious.
After the hit, it's just got to go both ways. His helmet's off, but he gets into his face. I don't.
Young players out there that are watching this online, that's why you strap your stuff on, because now you're sitting out of play while you've got to go fix your helmet, and as a coach, that frustrates you, something fierce.
So let's see, it's the 49, which means it was the 34. The possession had started on the 18, so that was a 16-yard completion, and this will be out pattern. And moving down to, let's see, from the 49-yard line into Farragut territory to the 36 goes number 13 for Dobyns-Bennett. That would be Tylan Taylor, excuse me. That's a 15-yard completion and a fifth first choice auto repair Service Street Auto Repair, formerly First Choice Automotive. Service Street, your full-service independent repair shop, 6 convenient locations. Whether it's just a quick oil change or major repair, Service Street Auto is your neighborhood auto repair service center. And now we've got a ball thrown away right side, pressure on the quarterback, Caro and Jack Alley.
Jack Alley met at the quarterback, and I think they're going to call an ineligible player downfield.
Yeah, it is.
As 53, Malachi Starnes was, I think it was a run play. That RPO game, that's one thing you have to watch out for on both sides of the ball tonight, is once they get 3 or 4 yards vertical upfield, they are going to be now on that RPO game. They're in the way, and they're going to be receivers, and they're ineligible.
Interesting, Farragut does take the penalty, so first down and 15 rather than second down and 10. 3 penalties, 15 yards against Dobyns-Bennett. Farragut was flagged a moment ago for that unsportsmanlike, I guess. It was 15.
And neither here nor there, but number 33 for a quarterback, I've never seen that in my entire life. Very odd number for a quarterback.
I feel like I'm watching 1994 Tennessee Volunteers with Heath Schuler back there.
Yeah, 21. Yeah.
He normally wears 0. And apparently the jersey got left in Kingsport, so he's wearing 33. Here's a big hole up the middle. Jordan Shepard makes a tackle at the 29-yard line. And so from the 41 to the 29, it's a 12-yard gain for Dobyns-Bennett. That was Brayson Simpson finding a gaping hole in the middle.
They're getting some push. We've seen it many years, right, DB, getting a push. We're seeing it again tonight, Tyler. I'm hoping this one's a hold and coming back.
It is a hold. I'm seeing the refs sort of talk about it. And, of course, some of the new flags you're going to have to watch out for. Some of these penalties that are taking place behind the line of scrimmage, they are no longer going to mark them at the spot, but from the original line of scrimmage.
That's right.
So if you lose 7 yards on a carry and there's a hole 5 yards deep in the backfield, they're no longer going to do it from the 5-yard loss. They're going to do it from the line, so it's only a 10-yard penalty.
That's why we pay you the big bucks. That's a big call right there, Tyler. That's a big one.
So it's going to be Simpson picking up 1 yard, and then the team penalized 10, and that moves the ball back to the midfield stripe. 4 flags, 25 yards against Dobyns-Bennett. Simpson has rushed the ball 4 times for 74 yards. Peyton Franklin 2 for 1. Will Hurds 2 for 3 through the air with 31 yards, and the interception he threw in the end zone to Jordan Shepard. Dobyns-Bennett, ball in the middle of the field as they move right to left towards Mike Dyer Nationwide Insurance Agency, and up the middle, Nail Caro, Jack Alley on the tackle.
Yeah, Jack came off the outside and was able to meet him for a minimal gain.
It's like 2 yards for Franklin.
Yeah, still second and long.
Second down from the Farragut 48-yard line. Again, ball in the middle of the field. Dobyns-Bennett moving right to left. That's toward Lyndon Welch Way in this first quarter. Farragut leading 14-0. 4:25 to go first quarter as the clock rolls. Admirals with 2 long touchdowns. 94-yard touchdown return on the opening kickoff by Jordan Shepard and a 74-yard touchdown reception by Robbie Jacobs. Quarterback's going to pull it and gets forward. Broda makes the tackle at the 39-yard line, and so that's going to be a gain of about 9 yards. And I am told that Hurd's pretty good at scrambling. He's 6'2", 205, as are supposedly his backups, all supposedly pretty decent dual-threat quarterbacks. And it was a late decision for Dobyns-Bennett who the starter was going to be.
Yeah, and it looks like 4-down territory to me. They're on the 39, third and about 14. I'm sure they'd love to get half of this back.
Previous third down was when they threw the interception in the end zone to Jordan Shepard. So it's going to be in the backfield, Braden Simpson, along with his quarterback Hurd. He's being pressured, got away from Luke Hill, throws downfield, and it'll be caught in first down territory at the 20-yard line. That's going to be a 19-yard reception by Mason Kirchhoff.
Great pressure by Luke Hill, Tyler, off the outside, but he's able to scramble around and find a guy hitting the out route.
And if he's good at scrambling, he's good at being able to rotate out of the pocket and find some space, let his receivers get open.
Another Service Street Auto Repair first down, and now flags fly as they were trying to hit their big tight end, Keldon Mullins.
I don't see a flag, I just hear whistles.
Yeah, that's
White hat says false start, so DB trying to run the hurry up.
I see that it was on the near sideline.
Back him up to the 25.
Of course, tonight being the first game for both teams with live bullets out there, you're probably going to see a little bit more sloppy play than a lot of these coaches will want to see tonight. So we'll just take that into account with all these procedural penalties starting the game off.
Aiden Waters, Matt Purvis, Luke Hill, Nail Caro, that defensive front for the Admirals. First down, 15 yards to go from the 25-yard line of Farragut. H-back sets up on the left side. They'll throw the screen right side. And Farragut getting good penetration. And he's going nowhere as the receiver was Tegan Bagley. And I think he may have lost a yard.
Yeah, a little short side flanker screen. Davila makes a nice hit to clean it up after a couple missed tackles. It's going to be a 2nd and long.
I'm liking Alley and Broda so far in the middle. They're doing a really good job working together, not overrunning the pursuit, and working as a tandem right there. It's looking very good for the middle of the Admirals defense right now.
2 minutes, 20 seconds to go in our opening quarter. Farragut leading 14-0. Dobyns-Bennett deep in Farragut territory at the 26-yard line, facing 2nd down and 16. High snap, Hurd pulls it down, fires left side. And Farragut will get the receiver down at the 18-yard line as he falls forward. David Broda teaming up with Davila to make the tackle.
Broda, not the biggest linebacker, but we've seen a lot of 180-pound linebackers in this defense, and he can move really well sideline to sideline. Another bad snap by the Indians. That's about their 4th one, and that really messes the flow of the play up as it did there.
Especially with that quick screen to the flats, because at that point, that receiver's just standing there waiting. Is a big 3rd and 9 for the Indians right this second.
Back in the red zone at the 18-yard line. Ball on the near side hash coming across the formation. Mason Kirchhoff will set up as one of 2 receivers on the left. There's also 2 to the right. Back to pass is Hurd. Caro putting some pressure on. Here comes Farragut from the backside, and the tackle is made by Luke Hill, pursuing from the other defensive end position. And at the 14-yard line, the quarterback goes down. That'll be a 4-yard scramble.
Wow, no debate. I thought they might think about going for it. It's 4th and 4, down 14-0 already. They said no doubt, Tyler, bring the kicker on.
Cooper McLean setting the ball up on the 21-yard line for a 31-yard field goal on the left hash.
Snap comes back. It's a slow snap. The hold is down. The kick is on its way, and it is good. Looks like the holder is 33 for
That's
Dobyns.
the quarterback. Hurd.
Yeah, that is indeed Will Hurd. So it is McLean, the sophomore, getting Dobyns-Bennett on the board as the Indians convert on a red zone trip. They're now 1 of 2, but the Farragut defense holds them to 3. And with 36 seconds remaining in our opening quarter on this opening night, it is Farragut leading Dobyns-Bennett 14-3. Back in 1 minute with more as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
Is it time to replace your existing doors and windows? Call the best, CRS Exteriors. They sell and install only the highest quality replacement windows, like the energy efficient and beautiful Infinity from Marvin Windows. At CRS Exteriors, the first price is the best price, and that just got better. Want details? Call them at 670-8823. I did. Or CRSExteriors.com.
Shop Farragut loves Farragut sports. From football to basketball to baseball and softball, we love supporting our hometown teams. We also love it when you shop Farragut and support our hometown businesses. You'll find everything you want when you shop Farragut. So support our local businesses and shop Farragut every day.
We got the big box of mom and pops, so many groovy restaurants. Shop Farragut.
Back here at Farragut's Bill Claybo Field, this kick will sail down to the 10-yard line where the Admirals with the return. That is Landis Davila. And he spins at the 20, gets to the 21, and the Admirals go back to work. At that point, here late in the first quarter, 24 seconds remaining in our opening quarter, and the Admirals have hit 2 long touchdowns. Dobyns-Bennett has twice driven into the red zone, but they have been limited to a mere 3 points thus far. So Farragut with the ball closer to the far hash than the near, moving towards Dixie Lee Junction and VG's Bakery. Will have Cam Duncan, pistol formation. He hands it off. That'll be Drummy taking the handoff, and Drummy running hard out to the 30-yard line. Will be 2nd down and short. Wyatt Drummy with his first carry of the ball game, good for 9 yards. Drummy a year ago was called upon to carry the ball 24 times, averaged 5.7 yards per rush, along with 29 and 2 rushing touchdowns. Horn sounds. That'll be the end of the first quarter. Second down and 1 for Farragut from its 30-yard line when we return with second quarter action in 1 minute. The Admirals leading over Dobyns-Bennett. 2 long touchdown plays for Farragut in that opening quarter. Jordan Shepard returns the opening kickoff, 94 yards. And then on the first pass attempt of the career of Cam Duncan, he hits Robbie Jacobs for a 74-yard touchdown. Dobyns-Bennett counters late in the quarter with a 31-yard field goal by their sophomore kicker, Cooper McLean. We're back in 1 minute with second quarter action as you listen to Farragut High School football on West 105 and online at WFIV.com.
Attention, BLJ Bus Lines are hiring. We're looking for school bus drivers who are loyal, dedicated, responsible people who want to serve the community. Make up to $20 per hour, along with sign-on bonuses, and training is provided. Enjoy a flexible schedule, split shifts with weekends and holidays off. We're looking for full and part-time drivers. This is the perfect job for stay-at-home parents and retirees. BLJ Bus Lines is a family-owned business, and we serve Farragut, Hardin Valley, and the North Shore area. If this sounds like a position for you, contact Bill at 865-966-8246 today. That's 865-966-8246.
It's football time in Farragut. Let's score with a great gift from your local jeweler, International Flair Jewelers, right here in the heart of Farragut. Unique, beautiful jewelry, repairs, custom designs, and all in between. Come in as a customer and leave as a friend. International Flair Jewelers.
First play of quarter number 2, a handoff to Wyatt Drummy. He tries the middle and will move the chains from the 30-yard line out to the 34-yard line. That is Farragut's second Service Street Auto Repair first down of this first half. 6 convenient locations, whether it's just a quick oil change or major repair, Service Street Auto is your neighborhood auto repair center. Burnett is in at tight end for the Admirals. He sets up off left tackle Davis Smith. Back to pass. Duncan throws over the middle high. Incomplete. He was looking for Jordan Shepard, but kind of airmailed that particular delivery. Jalen Thomas in coverage as one of the safeties on Shepard. Second down, 10 yards to go for Farragut. Admirals, Jacobs, and Shepard, as well as Burnett, are receivers to the right as the Admirals move right to left towards Lyndon Welch Way and the Pizza Kitchen here early in the second quarter. Running back, I do believe, is Troy Lockhart, and it'll be Lockhart taking the handoff and bounces off a man at the line of scrimmage and gets forward just for a single yard to the 35. It'll be third down and 9. 2 carries, 2 yards thus far for Troy Lockhart. 2 carries, 13 yards for Wyatt Drummy. Cam Duncan, 1 for 2 through the air. The 74-yard touchdown to Robbie Jacobs. So here's Farragut's first third down of the ballgame.
Yeah, Lockhart Drummy, backups last year, Tyler, but did well when they were in there.
Oh, they took advantage of every carry they got last year as the Admirals opened up in a trips formation.
Trips to the near side, and so the tight end, I believe, is Burnett to the far side. And Lockhart remains in the offensive backfield with Duncan, the quarterback, who's being blitzed and being dropped back at the 25-yard line. Dobyns-Bennett came through with Branson Carswell, and Carswell, again, is apparently on track to become DB's all-time leading tackler. A year ago, 4 sacks, and he gets one here tonight as Farragut is dropped from the 35-yard line back to the 26, a 9-yard loss.
Yeah, DB's absolutely in this game. They've driven the ball twice, 1 turnover, 1 field goal. Farragut had the big kick return, so DB trying to get back in this game here with this punt return.
And they're going to have Burnett punting. We didn't know if we'd see McNear or Burnett. McNear will be the long snapper, and Brooks Burnett with the punt away from the 26-yard line. And it'll be taken at the 39 by Dobyns-Bennett, and to the 45 no further on the return, Jalen Thomas.
Yeah, I think with McNear and Burnett, I think they're going to switch them both out. McNear, depending on how tired he is, they will have Burnett punt. But if McNear's feeling good, he'll punt as well.
The intimidation factor of having a 240-pound punter as well.
Well, it's interesting. I told Eric a couple days ago, your starting snapper for 3 years, then as the punter his last year. It's kind of interesting.
It's justice. It's justice. Us big guys want to get the glory too, Best field position for the Admiral or for the Indians starting tonight right now is they're about to start the ball from the 46-yard line.
Yeah, Dobyns-Bennett, that was a 35-yard punt, 28 net for Burnett. So Dobyns-Bennett from its 46-yard line.
I'll start.
You have to wonder at this point, did that 2-hour bus ride sort of mess with the Indians a little bit? Not only are you not yet in the routine of playing football and, film day on Monday, physical practice Tuesday, Wednesday, walk through Thursday, but then you have to take a 2-hour bus ride down here to get ready. You got to wonder if they're trying to knock that rust off because they do not look as good as I've heard them talked about in the preseason.
6th penalty for 35 yards, 5-yard variety, 1 holding penalty for 10. Back to the 41-yard line. Dobyns-Bennett moving left to right. And this will be spinning out of there, Hurd on the right side, and he will fire, and Davila will push the receiver out of the bounds in Farragut territory at the 41-yard line. And so that will go from the 41 to the 41, an 18-yard completion.
Yeah, he was wide open, just a little play action crossing route, and they've gotten some guys open tonight.
Quickly, they throw near side. That'll be the big tight end making a catch. And from the 41-yard line, he gets another Service Street Auto Repair first down to the 30. That'll be an 11-yard gain.
And I would describe Hurd, Tyler, more of a thrower than a passer. He kind of has an interesting-looking delivery.
Everything is interesting about him tonight, unfortunately, him wearing number 33. I sort of like it, but I want to know, did the team leave the jersey? Because as a coach, I'm sitting there going, that's the one thing you remember. I can handle you leaving a knee pad.
But
your jersey?
And a quarterback's jersey.
Dobyns-Bennett again threatening. And they'll hand it off. Running left, and that ball nearly came out of the hands of Peyton Franklin. He extended it, but moves forward from the 30-yard line down to the 26, gain of 4 on first down for Franklin.
And I know Eric is very, very fond of the blue and silver look tonight. I got to say, for classic football, high school football fans that love uniforms, tonight is a classic matchup. Those white jerseys with the maroon numbers and then the blue with the gray, this is an all-time great battle in uniforms tonight, guys.
Eric likes any jersey you can see. He's not a fan of any jersey, just as long as you can see him. That's what he's into.
Old eyes need all the help they can get. From the 26, it's 2nd down and 6. Hurd pulls it down, wants to run. Nail Caro wraps him up as he moves to the 24-yard line. So he's going to scramble for 2. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, Caro, pretty good junior season, trying to add to it. 6'2", 225-pound muscled defensive end, gets him down. Big 3rd and 4.
1 of 3 thus far on 3rd down are the Indians. So 3rd down and 4. Clock rolling, 7:40 to play in our first half. Farragut leading 14-3 here at Bill Clabo Field, Eddie Courtney Stadium. As Dobyns-Bennett will have an H-back left and a couple of receivers left. They flare the running back that way, then throw underneath to the tight end, and a big hit at the 20-yard line, and I think Davila kept him shy of the yard line to make.
Eric, don't say that. We eyeball everything around here. So
they're about to eyeball another one right here, gentlemen.
Yeah, they're about to
4th down.
There you go.
Their eyes are much better than yours, Eric. Trust me, they can really get a good view on if inches. It's 4th and 2.5 inches, they say.
Most important thing right now for your defensive lineman, watch the ball.
46% Farragut's opposition converted on 4th down a year ago. And so this will be the first time tonight that Dobyns-Bennett will go forward. They'll go I formation. They fumbled the snap, but then he snuck it forward. I don't know if the ball came out or not, but
it came out.
It did come out, but Dobyns-Bennett recovered it, and they've got a first down. So he bobbled the snap, and I thought fell forward on top of the ball for the first down, but apparently, well, maybe that is what happened.
I think
given where the spot is.
The Indians coaching staff is unhappy right this second, I do believe, above us. That's the danger of today's football game is quarterbacks, you want to run that quarterback sneak, and not many quarterbacks are trained to take under center anymore. Yeah. Take snaps, and it's a dangerous proposition right there.
So a 4th down conversion and a Service Street Auto Repair first down for Dobyns-Bennett. They're back in the red zone for the 3rd time. Hurd fakes as though he's tossing it right, then runs left, and will push the pile inside the 15 down to the 14. Good run by the Dobyns-Bennett quarterback as he picks up 5 yards on first down.
First time we've seen that fake the quick toss to the right, little quarterback ISO off left tackle, and he's able to get a push and get 4.
5 carries for the quarterback, Will Hurd, for 22 yards. So 2nd down, 5 yards to go from the 14-yard line. The Admirals have got playmakers on defense. We were talking the other day about, if you could just have that bend but don't break mentality, force enough plays each drive. Don't give up big chunks because you got some guys that'll rise to the occasion if there's enough snaps.
Nice play.
Purvis eating him up in the middle of the defense.
Yeah, Purvis, nothing doing. For the quarterback, Hurd, he's going to lose a yard back to the 15.
And we've got a young corner out here for the Admirals that is holding his own right now, and you're going to have to help me with pronunciation here, Eric. 27, Zane.
I'm thinking it's Zane
Qureshi
Smith.
He's out there holding his own right now, and you look, and he's a sophomore, and he's seeing some valuable minutes right now in the opening week of the season for the Admirals.
With Landon Collins, unavailable tonight. I didn't know if we're going to see Jaden Davis or Zane Qureshi Smith, but Smith on the field currently in the near side corner. Across the way, it's Robbie Jacobs, the far side corner, and this will be 3rd down for Dobyns-Bennett. Hurd steps up. That's a huge hold on Purvis. My Lord, where's the flag? And it'll be the quarterback Hurd scrambling for a first down. Wow.
Yeah, 4:15 left in this first half, and they're inside the 10.
Another Service Street Auto Repair first down. Purvis was absolutely just mauled.
As a line coach, I didn't see anything.
Eric, you're always too hard on the refs. Give them the refs.
The band is truly back together if we're going to start that tonight.
Up the middle goes Dobyns-Bennett and into the end zone. From 7 yards out, it will be Braden Simpson. Bounced off a little bit of contact within a yard of the line of scrimmage, and then it just came wide open for him. And Simpson scores the touchdown. A year ago, he had 4 rushing touchdowns, and he has the first for the Indians here in 2023. 3:59 to play. A red zone conversion for Dobyns-Bennett. They're on the board with their first touchdown. The extra point is good by Cooper McLean. And with 3:59 to go until halftime, Dobyns-Bennett draws to within 14-10. Back in 1 minute with the kickoff as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
Looking for a fast quote? How about the right quote? We here at the Mike Dyer Agency can deliver both to help you with your insurance needs. Call us today at 865-966-2111 to learn more. Or visit our website at MikeDyerInsuranceAgency.com. And remember, Nationwide is on your side.
Hello, this is Dave from VG's Bakery. After 22 years, we are both proud and humbled by how this community has embraced us. We are proud to sponsor the broadcast of the Admirals games, and we are humbled by the support we've been shown during these past couple of years. We remain committed to offering the highest quality cookies, pastries, pies, and breads, and our cake decorator will make your special occasion a dazzling affair. Open Wednesday through Saturday in the Cole Shopping Center. Come see, smell, and taste what's baking at VG's Bakery.
So Dobyns-Bennett on the board here in quarter number 2. 3:59 to go in that second quarter, and it's Farragut leading 14-10. Dobyns-Bennett with 10 unanswered after Farragut struck quickly early on 2 big plays. Kickoff return to begin the ballgame by Jordan Shepard, 94 yards to the house, and then a 74-yard touchdown pass from Cam Duncan to Robbie Jacobs. A 31-yard field goal by Dobyns-Bennett got them on the board late in the first quarter, and a moment ago capping off a 54-yard drive with a 7-yard touchdown run by Simpson. Here's Farragut on the return, and they're going to be hemmed in down at the 15-yard line as Farragut had on the return
Charlie Noble,
sophomore. kind of scat back. Might see him in the offensive backfield later on. But hemmed in and dropped at the 15, so poor starting field position for the Admirals as Dobyns-Bennett now with all the momentum.
Feels like a big series, Tyler. Cam Duncan, first-year starter, 14-10. It's now a ball game. DB gets it after half. Big series here for the quarterback.
Also, look at what can he do with clock management as the Admirals are late getting a receiver on.
Oh, and Schuster heading to the far side of the field for Farragut. So 2 receivers right, 1 left. That should be Davila. And this will be running it up the middle, Lockhart. And he gets out to the 24-yard line. Or excuse me, the 19-yard line, 5 yards ahead of myself. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, pretty good push there, Tyler. And like you said, with the new quarterback, you really hope 4 offensive lineman veterans can get some push.
Right now with Davila and Jacobs both going both ways, you're getting some different matchups and different groups of receivers working together, sort of hoping that all that time in 7-on-7 on the summer is going to pay off here.
Trips right, single receiver left for Farragut. Lockhart remains as the running back, and he will take the handoff and just swallow it up.
I think the referees are sort of watching both line of scrimmages right now very closely because I'm not saying it's getting chippy, but they're festive, feisty. Festive and feisty on the front lines right now.
Not chippy yet, but release a chip.
Yes, we got the chug going very well right now.
Big third down here.
Yeah, 3rd down and 6. Farragut's second third down of the ball game, failed to pick up the earlier one. So Noah Gunter goes in motion. He becomes the inside of 3 receivers on the right. Single receiver left. Duncan being blitzed, fires, and Farragut's Shepard, I believe it is. They're going to have flags come flying in.
There was laundry coming from
23-yard line, short of the 1st down. So I would think Dobyns-Bennett would refuse the penalty, assuming it's a hold on Farragut.
Yeah, either that or blocking the back, but it's going to be 4th and about 3. You would expect them to decline this and get the ball back with 2 minutes left. They're one to take the lead right here before half.
Coach Christian coming out to hear his options. Did y'all hear you say that it is his 6th year at Dobyns-Bennett?
It is.
It does not seem like it's that long. Of course, Graham Clark was there for quite a long time, if I remember correctly. They decline the penalty, make it 4th and 2, and out comes the punt team for the Admirals.
So a 4-yard completion to Jordan Shepard, the first ever ball that he has caught on a Friday night that didn't go for 6. And it'll be 4th down for Farragut. 0 of 2 now on 3rd down as the Admirals with a 3-and-out series with Dobyns-Bennett again having all the momentum right now, having scored 10 in a row after Farragut jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Brooks-Burnett will punt. Roger McNear will snap it. This will be from the 23-yard line of Farragut. We're down to 95 seconds to play, and I think the Admirals use a timeout just as the play clock was winding down. So that's the first timeout used by either team in this first half. Farragut scoring 14, getting out of the gates quickly. DB answering with a field goal late in the first quarter and the only points of this second quarter, capping a 54-yard drive at the 3:59 mark on a 7-yard touchdown run by Braden Simpson. 14-10 our score. Let's get a 30-second break here. We'll return with more on the other side. You're listening to Farragut High School football on West 105 and online at WFIV.com.
Shop Farragut loves Farragut sports. From football to basketball to baseball and softball, we love supporting our hometown teams. We also love it when you shop Farragut and support our hometown businesses. You'll find everything you want when you shop Farragut. So support our local businesses and shop Farragut every day.
We got the big box of mom and pops, so many groovy restaurants. Shop Farragut.
38-yard punt coming out of the timeout by Farragut's Brooks-Burnett. It is fair caught. It's a 38-yard net. And Dobyns-Bennett will start from, well, call it a 37-yard punt. They've moved the ball up to the 40. Dobyns-Bennett from its 40-yard line. With 1:24 to play in our first quarter, pass is going to be complete right side to Tylen Taylor, and he moves from the 40 to the 48 before being pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, quick short side screen, gets 8 there and gets out of bounds.
Taylor has been the preferred target. I've got him with 4 catches for 49 yards. Kirchhoff, a couple of catches for 35. Keldon Mullins, the tight end, a couple for 14. They'll run it left. First down yardage. Farragut misses a tackle. Now they sling him down across the way. It's Jack Alley on the tackle at the 45-yard line. But that's going to be a 7-yard gain and a Service Street Auto Repair first down on the run by Peyton Franklin.
And most importantly, gets out of bounds off left tackle, and he's able to bump it at the 45 of the Admirals.
That's 11 Service Street Auto Repair first downs for Dobyns-Bennett in this first half. Farragut has just 2. From the 45-yard line, Hurd throws left side, and again, it's going to be Taylor dancing his way down the Dobyns-Bennett sideline from the 45 to the 37, so an 8-yard gain, gets out of bounds.
1 minute left until halftime. If you're the Admirals, you want to make sure that you get DB down inside the field to play. That way they have to burn those timeouts.
Which we have not done 3 times in a row.
Taylor is the receiver to the left. They'll hand it off. Farragut clogs the middle, and that's going to be close to first down yardage. We'll see. I think probably they got it. They needed 2 yards.
Looks like the Indians have went ahead and called the timeout already. First down, I would have waited to make sure the spot was correct. First down for the Indians on the run by Franklin, their first timeout of the half.
So both teams have used a timeout here late in the half. And Franklin with that 2-yard run nets Dobyns-Bennett its 12th Service Street Auto Repair first down of the first half. Service Street is your full-service independent repair shop. 6 convenient locations. Whether it's just a quick oil change or major repairs, Service Street Auto is your neighborhood auto repair center. Coming up, we'll have our Dennis Hall's Auto Service halftime show. And at the conclusion of the night, another one of our special sponsors, Blair House Antiques, sponsoring our selections for players of the game. Appreciate all of our sponsors that are on board. We got a slew of them this year, and I think hopeful of adding a number more. Back to pass, Hurd coming out of the Dobyns-Bennett timeout from the 35. He's going to throw for the end zone and thankfully overshot his man who was wide open. Running free, Rome Pruitt. But Pruitt needed to be about 6'8" maybe to be able to lay out and make that catch. And he is instead 5'10", and so Farragut catches a break with the incomplete pass in the end zone.
Yeah, wide open on the post route, and Hurd just overthrows an easy touchdown.
Indians come back out in a 2-by-2 set.
I think that's Simpson in the offense. No, it's 33 in the offensive. Well, 33 is Hurd.
9 is the running back. That's going to be Simpson.
Yeah, Simpson was the back.
Looks like the Indians are going to call another timeout as they were brought down inside the field to play.
Yep.
Gain of 3 across the way. 2 or 3.
Got 1 timeout left if you're the Indians. You've got 40 seconds, and the ball is at the 33-yard line. I will say Hurd has shown that he has the arm to get it there if need be in this situation. And he's not got bad pocket presence. At this point, do you go after the guy and try to get pressure on the quarterback? Or do you sit? I mean, I honestly think you've got a perfect center field safety in Davila. Let him go and make the play in the air. Send Jack Alley, send Broda on this third down right here. Try to get to the young quarterback and disrupt him before he gets time to read the field.
Yeah, and he's a great scrambler, too, which is a big concern, getting the first down with his legs.
Dobyns-Bennett's 1 of 4 on third down. This will be third down, 7.5 yards to go from the, well, call it 8 yards to go. from the 33-yard line.
What a beautiful night for the opening weekend of high school football in East Tennessee.
Had a lot of great ones last year, as Eric told us, and another good one tonight, Eric.
I'm excited by the, all week long, really. At least Tuesday on, I guess it was. Drier air moved in. It's been comfortable at night, and I think it's supposed to be down in the lower 70s by the time this game's over tonight. So
hold on to your butt starting tomorrow, though.
Unfortunately, I think we got some sweltering weather perhaps moving back in over the weekend, but take it while we can get it. 3rd down, 8 yards to go from the 33-yard line. Dobyns-Bennett moving left to right. That's towards Miser Wealth Partners and Dixie Lee Junction. Back to pass is Hurd. They try to set up the screen. Jack Alley smells it out, and Farragut can't make the tackle. But now they'll track him down. They stay with it, and that just ate up a few more seconds. And so it was the screen, and Alley smelled it, and the Navy kept coming in waves. And Peyton Franklin is dropped for about a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, interesting what you do here. It's 4th and 11 at the 36. It's a 53-yard field goal. You're not trying that. 29 seconds left. Do you go for this? Do you punt it deep? Interesting call here.
1 of 1 on 4th down. Of course, that was the fumbled snap under center that they got a good push, and the quarterback just fell on the loose ball to get the first down previously. This one's obviously a different animal at 4th and 11 from the 36 of the Admirals. 29 seconds remaining until halftime. Farragut leading 14-10 over Dobyns-Bennett, and the Indians will get the ball to start the second half.
Yep, and they're going to go for it. They're going to go 5 wide, Tyler. 33. Hurd, you could see him run, but it's going to be 4th and 11.
3 receivers right, 2 left as Hurd awaits the snap. Farragut rushes 3. Hurd steps up, throws over the middle, intercepted. Davila at the 17-yard line makes the pick. They'll move it back to the 16, but there's the second interception of this first half for Farragut.
I believe there's a miscommunication between Hurd and the receivers because he's sitting there handing them a hand signal asking, why didn't you run this route instead of what you ran? But Davila, as I sort of said just a few minutes ago, that perfect center field safety, the was it UAB commit in baseball?
He is Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech. Okay. Well, there's 13 of them, I think, that have Division I offers right now in that baseball squad, so I get them confused. And, of course, our Jack Alley committing to the Air Force Academy.
Air Force, yeah.
Yep. So Farragut takes over at the 16-yard line following the interception. And back to pass. Duncan lets it go, throws over the middle, and Farragut makes the catch at the 47-yard line with 17 seconds to play. It's Robbie Jacobs with his second long reception.
Yeah, just a little post route and pretty nice throw there by Duncan. Didn't think there'd be any chance, Tyler. We took a shot here, thought may run it. Oh, here we go, a couple flags.
Surely that's roughing.
Well, we're not moving back.
Nope, they called holding.
Oh, it is a hold, and nobody wanted to move backwards. And it's all for naught.
I think Coach Courtney wants his timeout back now.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
But you know what? But I understand a lot of people are upset that plays over with. Do you know what that does to the defensive coordinator for the Indians right now? He's now thinking, okay, they've got that. We've seen it multiple times now. That's now causing their defensive backs to have to play a little bit looser, back off a little bit more. You're going to be creating space right now. So, in a game of checkers, that was a crushing move. But in a game of chess like football, that is a good move. You sacrifice the pawn to keep the queen alive.
So they called holding 2 yards beyond it's half the distance. Okay, gotcha. Half the distance to the goal. And Farragut will knee it with 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Dobyns-Bennett used a timeout.
They do not have any timeouts left. A rousing first half here at Eddie Courtney Stadium.
Well, it was fireworks early for Farragut as Jordan Shepard returned the opening kickoff 94 yards for the touchdown. 18 seconds into the ball game, Farragut leading Admirals then got an interception by Jordan Shepard in the end zone to thwart a Dobyns-Bennett drive. And Farragut came back with a 74-yard touchdown pass. First pass attempt of the varsity career of Cam Duncan. And Robbie Jacobs reels it in over the middle, sprints to pay dirt. And Farragut led 14-0, but Dobyns-Bennett with the final 10 points of the half, knocking through a field goal from 31 yards late in the first quarter, and then adding the touchdown with 4 minutes, actually 3:59 remaining in the second quarter, a 7-yard touchdown run by Braden Simpson. And that's where we stand, 14-10. Dobyns-Bennett was threatening again late, but Farragut's Landis Davila with the Admiral's second takeaway of the first half as he makes the interception on a fourth down pass over the middle. So Admirals look like they had a big play out to midfield. They're called for holding, and so they opt then just to take a knee and take it to the locker room. Again, leading DB 14-10 with the Indians again set to get the ball first to begin quarter number 3. We've got our Dennis Hall Auto Service halftime show coming up on the other side. We'll recap the scoring, the stats from the first half, both team and individual, and as things proceed, we will get a look at scores of interest from around East Tennessee on this opening week of the high school football season. Farragut leading Dobyns-Bennett 14-10. Back in 3 minutes with more as you listen to Farragut High School Football on West 105.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City.
You're listening to West 105.
Have you heard about the breakthrough Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires? One look at the tread, and you will know it is different. It hugs the road, wet or dry, stops shorter, and lasts longer than the 4 leading competitive tires. Where do you get the Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires installed correctly for perfect balance and alignment? Go see Fisher. Yes, Fisher Tire can match anyone's price, but nobody can match their service.
Fisher Tire on Kingston Pike in Bearden and Farragut and north on Broadway.
When it comes to wings, everybody does know size does matter. No one knows it better than Wings Etc. Grill and Pub in Knoxville. Wings Etc. has the biggest, meatiest, award-winning jumbo wings in town. Choose from among 19 signature wing sauces, including our crazy hot habanero wall sauce. If you love wings and a whole lot more, come to Wings Etc. for lunch, dinner, carry-out, and to watch your favorite sports all year long. Wings Etc. Knoxville, official fifth quarter location for high school football and proud sponsor of the Farragut Admirals.
Welcome to Willie's Wings, home of the secret sauce.
I'll take a dozen wings. Oh, by the way, I love that sauce. What's in it?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a secret.
While many financial advisors claim to have the secret sauce, they don't. In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Derek Miser of Miser Wealth Partners doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. He'll develop a strategy designed specifically for you. It's your own secret sauce for retirement.
Hello, this is Leanne for Valley Plumbing. We are a local family-owned plumbing company specializing in water heater repair and replacement, clogged drains, broken pipes, and most importantly, taking care of you, the customer. We service all of West Knoxville, Loudoun, Blount, and Anderson counties. We offer same-day service, and we want to be your first and your last call. Call us at 213-3360, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit valleyplumbingtn.com.
Is it time to replace your existing doors and windows? Call the best, CRS Exteriors. They sell and install only the highest quality replacement windows, like the energy efficient and beautiful Infinity from Marvin Windows. At CRS Exteriors, the first price is the best price, and that just got better. Want details? Call them at 670-8823. I did. Or CRSExteriors.com.
Hey there, Farragut football fans. When you're attending this week's game, be sure to catch a super cool t-shirt from the Pizza Kitchen. Only 3 t-shirts will be thrown per game. Every time you wear your t-shirt to the Pizza Kitchen, you get a free order of cheesy bread. This is limited to the 2023 Farragut football season only. Remember the Pizza Kitchen for your pregame tailgate. Located on Kingston Pike in the Lovell Heights Shopping Center. Check out thepizzakitchenknoxville.com for more info.
Tallying up the final numbers here as we'll be running that down for you here in just a moment, the first half stats. But it was Farragut really with the ball sparingly in the first half as the Admirals with a couple of big plays. The kickoff return to begin the ball game by Jordan Shepard, 94 yards. Ryan McHugh, the sophomore place kicker, comes on to add the extra point. 11:42 to go in the first quarter, and Farragut leading 7-0 right out of the gates. Dobyns-Bennett got a big 58-yard run by Braden Simpson to set him up in the red zone, but it was Jordan Shepard again with a big play as on third down he came up with a pick in the end zone. And so the ball came out to the 20 for the Admirals. One first down. That was a 74-yard touchdown pass over the middle from Cam Duncan to Robbie Jacobs. Jacobs covered, I'd say, the final 55 or so on the sprint after making the catch. And the Admirals up 14-0 after McHugh again tacked on the extra point. That was with 6:13 to go in the first quarter. So DB had come up empty on a red zone trip on its initial possession of the ball game. They drove from their 18 back into the red zone once again, and the defense stiffened, and the Indians settled for a field goal, 31-yarder, knocked through by Cooper McLean, and that field goal coming with 36 seconds remaining in the first quarter as Farragut led at that point 14-3. The Admirals, with a kickoff return to their 21-yard line, moved for just one first down, then had to punt the ball away. Brooks-Burnett handling the punting chores. We weren't sure if it would be Brooks or if it would be Roger McNear, but a 35-yard punt, net of 28. Dobyns-Bennett starts at its 46 and moves 54 yards to pay dirt. A 7-yard touchdown run by senior running back Braden Simpson. With 3:59 to go in the second quarter, pulls Dobyns-Bennett to within 14-10. So the Indians, again, converting on a red zone trip. 2 of 3 in the red zone in the first half. Farragut, not much on the kickoff return. Starting a possession at their 15-yard line, they went 3 and out. It was the Admirals' Brooks-Burnett with a 37-yard punt. No return. And Dobyns-Bennett starts at its 40. Admiral defense forces a fourth down try late in the half, and a pass over the middle is picked off by Admiral free safety senior Landis Davila. The Admirals then 2 plays. They threw it deep over the middle on the post, and Jacobs made a catch near midfield, but it was wiped out due to a hold. And so then the Admirals, with Dobyns-Bennett out of timeouts, just took a knee and took it to the locker room, leading 14-10. So Farragut with 14 first quarter points, Dobyns-Bennett the final 10 points of the first half. A field goal late in the first, and the touchdown coming with 3:59 to go in the second. 14-10, our halftime score. 2 turnovers for the Indians. Jordan Shepard with the red zone killing INT in the end zone, and Landis Davila the late interception for Farragut. As for Service Street Auto Repair first downs, Dobyns-Bennett with 12 to Farragut's 2. And the Indians were just 1 for 5 on third down. Farragut was 0 for 2. Dobyns-Bennett 1 of 2 on fourth down. The Tribe penalized 6 times in the first half for 35 yards. Farragut 2 penalties for 23 yards. We'll get another 3-minute break and return on the other side to take a look at the individual stats for both teams from this first half of play. Again, Farragut leading 14-10. We're back with more of our Dennis Hall Auto Service halftime show in 3 minutes as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
It's football season at Blair House. This is John Blair, president of Farragut Alumni. We've been proudly serving the Knoxville area with exquisite gifts and keepsakes for over 30 years. From jewelry to chandeliers, lamps to staffeture, we can assist you with all of your gifting needs when the gift must be perfect. Blair House, your time-tested connection to the treasures of the past. Blair House, 210 North Forest Park Boulevard in Bearden.
Hey folks, Gerald Adams with Ted Russell Nissan. It's a buyer's market. And for Ted Russell Nissan to remain Knoxville's volume dealer, here's what we're going to do about it. 2023 SR Ultima starting at just $23,988. 2023 SV Rogue starting at just $26,988. On Kingston Power. 76560 and 310-865 pre-owned. Finish register pay tax, $595 included.
Farragut High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide a helping hand. Find out more about the Citizens Bank Local Advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome to Willie's Wings, home of the secret sauce.
I'll take a dozen wings. Oh, by the way, I love that sauce. What's in it?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a secret.
While many financial advisors claim to have the secret sauce, they don't. In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Derek Miser of Miser Wealth Partners doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. He'll develop a strategy designed specifically for you. It's your own secret sauce for retirement.
It's football time in Farragut. Let's score with a great gift from your local jeweler, International Flair Jewelers, right here in the heart of Farragut. Unique, beautiful jewelry, repairs, custom designs, and all in between. Come in as a customer and leave as a friend. International Flair Jewelers.
The Shrimp Dock has fish delivered from the Atlantic, Pacific, and Gulf multiple times per week. Whether it's fish on the grill for two or a shrimp boil tailgate party for family and friends, the Shrimp Dock is your home for fresh seafood and shellfish. 3 locations to serve you: Farragut, Bearden, and Alcoa. All locations open at 10 a.m. Monday through Saturday and at 11 a.m. on Sundays. Like us on Facebook for the Fish of the Week and other weekly specials. The Shrimp Dock, Knoxville's premier fresh seafood market.
Hi, I'm Angie Cody with the Angie Cody team, brokered by eXp Realty. I've been asked recently, is now a good time to buy a house? Of course it is. I'm seeing less multiple offers, which means less competition. Home prices are leveling off, and we have an increase in inventory. If you're thinking about buying, please reach out to me at angiecody.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
Every night is Friday night without you.
Welcome back into our Dennis Hall Auto Service halftime show from Farragut's Eddie Courtney Stadium, where the Admirals lead over Dobyns-Bennett at intermission 14-10. Dennis Hall's Auto Service, specializing in all domestic and Asian vehicles, located at 221 Sherway Road in West Knoxville off Parkside Road. Be sure and check them out. Brett was raving about what great work they do, how fair and reputable they are. So I tell you, that is good information to have when it comes to mechanics, no doubt about it. So let's see. Farragut with 14 in the first, Dobyns-Bennett 3 in the first, and 7 in the second. Again, as we detailed previously, the Tribe with 2 turnovers in the first half. It's Farragut's Jordan Shepard and Landis Davila both coming up with interceptions. Keep in mind, Farragut last year had only 4 interceptions in 12 games. They've got 2 in the first half here tonight. A lot of good things from a year ago, but for whatever reason, Admirals struggled to get takeaways. So a couple of takeaways that were really big here in the first half. And again, the Admirals have had very few plays from scrimmage. Dobyns-Bennett has absolutely owned time of possession. I don't keep that stat, but just the sheer number of plays is heavily tilted in Dobyns-Bennett's favor. Let's get to that. Farragut's Wyatt Drummy, 2 rushing attempts, 13 yards. Troy Lockhart, 4 rushing attempts, 6 yards. Cam Duncan was sacked, his only rushing attempt, -9 yards. And then the team there at the end, -3, as Duncan took a knee in order to run out the clock on the first half. So 8 rushing attempts, 7 yards for Farragut in the first half. Meanwhile, Duncan goes 2 for 3 for 78 yards and a touchdown. That was 74 yards to Robbie Jacobs. Jordan Shepard had the other reception, good for 4 yards. So Farragut with 85 total yards, 7 on the ground, 78 through the air. And you're looking at only 10 plays for the Admirals from scrimmage, unless I missed something in that entire first half. So 85 total yards, and then for Dobyns-Bennett, it's Will Hurd, the quarterback, rushing 7 times for 29 yards. Braden Simpson, 5 carries for 81 yards, including the touchdown. That was a 7-yard touchdown run by Simpson. Peyton Franklin carried the ball 6 times, gaining 16 yards. And so Dobyns-Bennett combined 18 rushing attempts, 126 yards, and the touchdown. Will Hurd was accurate by and large in the first half. Maybe miscommunication late in the first half on the interception by Davila, and then a badly underthrown ball on his first attempt of the night that Jordan Shepard picked off in the end zone. But besides the interceptions, he only has one other incompletion. He's 12 of 15 for 104 yards, as he completed a couple to the tight end Keldon Mullins for 14, 2 to the slot receiver Mason Kirkhoff for 35. Tegan Bagley with a catch on a screen that lost 1. Running back Peyton Franklin was thrown for a 3-yard loss on a screen pass. And then Tylen Taylor really doing most of the damage, as he had 6 catches, good for 59 yards. So 230 yards of total offense for Dobyns-Bennett in the first half. Again, 126 on the ground and 104 through the air. And I've got Dobyns-Bennett with 33 plays, 33 offensive plays, and again, Farragut with just 10, as DB outgains Farragut 230 to 85 in the first half, but it's the Admirals leading 14 to 10. The Tribe will, however, get the ball to begin the second half. So that's the story here for a look at what's going on elsewhere around East Tennessee. I'm going to toss it over to Tyler Carr.
All right, let's start looking in Region 2 6A opponents. As the Hawks of Hardin Valley Academy have a 14-0 lead over Carnes over in West Knoxville. Maryville has a 28-7 lead over the Heritage Mountaineers in a game that has been highly sort of previewed this offseason. Cleveland is leading Clinton in the first quarter 8-0. Bradley Central and their new explosive offense is up 20-0 over McMinn County. Seymour trails Gatlinburg-Pittman 42-13 in the second quarter. Pigeon Forge has a 1-score lead over Hampton 8-0 in the first quarter. In the Battle of Morristown, the Trojans of Morristown West are leading 20-0 over the Hurricanes of Mo East. Elizabethan has a 21-7 lead over Science Hill in the second quarter. Greenville is up 20-0 on Tennessee High. Westridge taking on Volunteer tonight. Westridge leads 6-0. William Blount leads Austin East 14-8. Sevier County and Carter locked in a close ball game 8-7. Cofield leads Wartburg 20-12 in the second quarter. Central got up 24-8 over Fulton. Kingston and Harriman. Kingston is leading 28-0. Oneida 7-0 over Rockwood in a big matchup, as the Tigers now bump down to Region 2 1A and a physical ball game there. Anderson County and Powell squaring off over off Emory Road, tied 14-all in the second quarter. Gibbs up on Union County 14-0 in the first quarter. South Doyle and Lenore City playing right now 12-7. The Panthers of Lenore City leading, with former head coach Mike Zeller back at the controls now. You probably remember, Eric, Coach Zeller from that mid-2010s.
Yeah, he was at Greenville and then came to Lenore City. He's a good coach. They were fortunate to have him on staff and be able was because he just wanted to watch his daughters play sports more, and football was
red guy at the time,
right.
And being one of the first to really pioneer really explosive offense. Woods and some of those guys, Camion Patrick there at Lenore. 14-7, as there was some great. Waters up 14-7.
Do you remember those in the 80s, Tyler?
I've seen highlight films of them.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Hey, I know my history there.
I know you do.
I took place in one of those games. It wasn't in the 90s, but you know, BGA trails Webb 16. A more conclusive report after the game, but that's sort of a look at where we're at.
All right,
in the area.
Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate it. You know, and if you didn't hear, didn't catch all of the pregame show, and are not aware of some information that was passed along at that time, I will repeat it. Coach Tom Atkins at Joe Burns is no longer at the helm there, stepped down after 29 years of service to that community, and so that now means that Coach Eddie Courtney and Coach John Webb over at Rockwood are the longest tenured high school football head coaches in the public division in the state of Tennessee, both of those men entering their 28th season at their respective schools as the head coach. Of course, keep in mind, Coach Courtney's, this is 45th season at Farragut when you look at him as far as on the sidelines, assistant coach as well as head coach since 1996. But that's pretty cool.
For Coach Courtney and Coach Webb, those are records that's most likely not going to be touched for a long time, I feel like. This is a different day and age in high school athletics, and I don't see many people getting to say and hang their hat on a job for 28 years plus.
It's interesting to go down the list and see Wade Comer at McKenzie is next after Coach Courtney and Coach Webb at 24 years at McKenzie High School. Noah Lampkin. It's a lot of the smaller schools.
It is. It's those small-town communities. You think of the coach from McKenzie, I think of seeing him every year in the state championships out there in a white shirt and a tie and just leading his team to state championship games. And so, yeah, you see that in 1, 2, 3A schools, but, I mean.
It's rare.
It's rare
in the large
nowadays.
classifications.
Yes.
Noah Lampkins at Gleason, 22 years. Travis Tapp at Harriman, 21 years. David Marston, Lawrence County, 21 years. Jeremy Jenkins up in the Tri-Cities area, Gray. Daniel Boone High School, 20 years. Rodney Salisbury at Whitehaven, 19 years. Coach Anthony Crabtree at Beach, 19 years. You go down the list there, but it's interesting. Sean Whitten now has been at Elizabethton for 17 years, this is the start of his 17th year. Hard to believe. Coach Carter at Science Hill, Stacy Carter's been there 14 years now. This is his 14th season. Time flies. Well, it's like Brett said the other day, this is my 11th year doing this, and I was like, my gosh, you blink and a decade goes by.
We've all grown wiser. I'm not going to say we got any better at anything we've done, but we have grown older and wiser.
Grayer, for sure.
Hey, you can tell?
Yeah,
I've been trying to
you got a little salt and pepper going over there. Well, let's get our final break. We'll return with the kickoff to begin the third quarter as we put a wrap on our Dennis Hall Auto Service halftime show. Dennis Hall's Auto Service specializes in all domestic and Asian vehicles, located at 221 Sherway Road in West Knoxville off Parkside Road. Back in 1 minute with third quarter action as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
B105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City.
You're listening to West 105.
Since 1997, Dennis Hall's Auto Service has been located at 221 Sherway Road. Dennis Hall's Auto Service cares deeply about their clients' safety and strives to fix your car right the first time while using quality automotive parts. With extensive knowledge and experience, they perform repairs on all makes and models of domestic and Asian vehicles, including light-duty trucks. For preventive maintenance, major and minor repairs, you'll receive the best in service at competitive prices that could add years of life to your car. For more information, call Dennis Hall's Auto Service at 865-690-1151 or visit DennisHallAutoservice.com or on Facebook.
It's football time in Farragut. Let's score with a great gift from your local jeweler, International Flair Jewelers, right here in the heart of Farragut. Unique, beautiful jewelry, repairs, custom designs, and all in between. Come in as a customer and leave as a friend. International Flair Jewelers.
Third quarter set to get underway here at Bill Claybo Field. The Admirals will be kicking it off to Dobyns-Bennett as the Admirals lead the Indians 14-10. Ryan McHugh to handle the kickoff, and Dobyns-Bennett looks like they've got Trey Wyndham and Tylen Taylor back deep. It'll be Taylor getting a chance at this one. No, he won't. 3 yards deep in the end zone. They brought one out earlier that I thought crossed the goal line, but I guess it was one of those where the back foot was in the end zone, but the ball didn't cross the plane, and they were allowed to bring it out. But this one's a touchback, the first of the night for sophomore Ryan McHugh, and that's promising, Brady. The young man's got a good leg for his age and his size. The future is bright.
Yeah, I didn't think they would. I don't think they expected him to get many in the end zone as a sophomore. That was a nice kick by them. But really big second half, 14-10. DB with the ball. Let's see what kind of adjustments both defenses have made early.
Indians essentially moved the ball at will in the first half. Farragut bowling up in the red zone, and this will be Braden Simpson. Full head of steam right through the middle, moves from the 20 to the 26-yard line. Couple of turnovers. One early, one late for Dobyns-Bennett.
Indians come in that bunch trips formation to sort of get a little bit more people on the edge of the line of scrimmage right there, really helping out on that power run game.
2 receivers each side. Simpson takes the handoff, coming near side, and Farragut rolls him down at the 28-yard line. I think that was Broda. Yes, Broda from behind gets him down at the 29, we'll say. A 3-yard gain. It'll be third down.
And this schedule's not easy. There's no doubt about it. You would love to get this win tonight. It was probably a toss-up when it started. Still is. Big 3rd and 1 here, Tyler.
Big time. Once again, got to control the line of scrimmage. Got to watch the football. Don't give the Indians anything for free. Purvis is right here going to be very key at that nose tackle position, 3 technique, whatever you want to call him. If he can go and establish himself right there as the biggest guy on this defense, it would really help in this run game right now.
Dobyns-Bennett 1 for 5 in the first half on 3rd down. And they will have a tight formation. Slot receiver comes across the formation. They run it up the middle behind him. And across the 30 to the 31-yard line goes Simpson. First down yardage on the gain of 2. Move the sticks for the Tribe. That will be the second 3rd down conversion of the ball game, and Service Street Auto Repair first down number 13.
Yeah, needed 1. He got 2.
Ball sits right at the 31-yard line coming out from the west end of Farragut going to the east.
Towards Lyndon Welch Way, away from Dixie Lee Junction. Hurd being blitzed by Broda, got around him. Here comes Jack Alley, shoves him out of bounds across the way at about the 34-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3 on the scramble by Hurd. 8 carries, 32 yards now for the Dobyns-Bennett quarterback.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching on FarragutFootball.com right now, thanks to Brandon Campbell Productions, you do not need to adjust your monitor. That quarterback is wearing number 33. I know we talked about it early in the game. Just want to remind everyone, you are not seeing things.
But not on purpose, though.
He's supposed to be wearing 0. But that road jersey got left behind in Kingsport. 2nd down and 7 from the 34-yard line. Farragut up on the line with Carball. Pass goes far side, and he runs into traffic as Farragut's Purvis is there waiting for Taylor, and he's going to lose yardage that was just gained on the scramble by the quarterback. A loss of 3 for Taylor.
Yeah, that was big for the Admirals, boys. That was a quick screen. They love the quick screen game, and he tries to cut it back, and the big Purvis waiting 230 pounds, loss of 3.
Carball there as well, Kent Carball. Again, I really like the Farragut safeties, Davila, Shepard, and Carball. 2 interceptions by those safeties thus far. Here's 3rd down and 10 from the 31-yard line. They let it go deep down the far sideline, and he's open, and he dropped it in Farragut territory at the 29-yard line. He had a step on the Farragut far side corner, did Tylen Taylor, but he couldn't reel it in, and the Admirals catch a break on the incompletion.
Yeah, he had some catch-up speed. I thought it might be Slightly overthrown, Tyler, but he got his hands on it, couldn't make the play.
It looks like it was just bringing the ball in, and his motion just sort of let the ball fly out the backside, as it looks like, I'm trying to get the punter here, Ethan Klein on to punt for the Indians.
Farragut's got Davila waiting. Ball bounces, and Farragut gets away from it. Takes a bit of a Dobyns-Bennett roll, and the Admirals will go to work for the first time in the second half from their 35-yard line.
So if I'm doing the math here, that would be a 34-yard punt, 44-yard punt, 34-yard punt.
Yep.
Or no, I'm sorry, 34-yard punt.
34.
34-yard punt. That was a low line drive. I thought Landis was going to try to one-hop it and pick it up and go through it, but nice decision to sit there and let it settle down.
Yeah, that didn't get over 6 yards off the ground.
Admirals come out in a trips formation to the near side. Schubert out there as well as one of the wide outs is Davila and I believe Jordan Shepard.
In the pistol.
Cam Duncan fires down the line. Davila with the catch and skips away from one man, gets across the 40 to the 42-yard line. That'll be a gain of 7 for Davila.
Yeah, got to get him more involved, guys. As a sophomore, he was what? He was a first down catch guy, became a lot more of a playmaker as a junior. Need more from him as he limps off a little bit. Disappointing.
In comes, I believe, is that 10?
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be for Farragut. Max Garfield, a sophomore, in for Davila. Yeah, Landis last year, 44 receptions, average 16.2 per reception, 7 touchdowns on the season. So he's dealing, I think, with a left foot or ankle right now. And this will be Duncan handing it off to Lockhart, and he's going to bowl his way across the 45-yard line to the 46. That's first down yardage for Troy Lockhart on a 4-yard hard-nosed run.
Something I talked a lot about last year, wasn't it? Just he always fell forward. A real physical runner, not in his double deuces this year, number 3, but still running hard and under his pads.
That is a rare Service Street Auto Repair first down for the Admirals, just their 3rd of the night.
Wow.
7:30 to play in the 3rd quarter. The Admirals leading 14-10. Fresh set of downs. Ball on the near side hash as the Admirals move left to right. That is towards Valley Plumbing and Dixie Lee Junction. Pistol formation as Duncan takes the snap from McNear, hands to Lockhart. He's popped right at the line and pushed back, and no gain on first down for Troy Lockhart. 2nd down and 10 upcoming. Indians got good penetration on that play.
Yeah, Carswell, the linebacker, really popped him for no gain.
And he tackled him very aggressively. Like, he met him in the hole moving downfield.
Carswell, 99 hits, 4 sacks a year ago. He's got a sack this evening. And apparently on pace, if he stays healthy, to become Dobyns-Bennett's career tackle leader by the end of his senior season. Pulling it down is Duncan, and he will move across the 50-yard line, gets to the 47. And so that's going to be a scramble for Duncan that is good for 7 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, it was good to see by him. He doesn't have a lot of experience, hasn't played a lot on Friday nights, but he kind of saw the opening, tucked it, got it to 3rd and manageable.
Ball sitting just in Dobyns-Bennett territory for the Admirals. 47-yard line. Need to get to the 44.
Farragut 0 of 2 on 3rd down. Wyatt Drummy's in the ball game in the offensive backfield. Admirals will have trips left, single receiver right. And they hand it off to Drummy, and steps out of a tackle, cleared the 45-yard line, but needed the 44. It'll be 4th down.
Good hard run, and maybe the biggest early decision for Coach Courtney, as it's 4th and half a yard. Tyler, what do you do from the Dobyns-Bennett 45?
Well, I heard Coach Courtney earlier talk about his tight ends, and I see both Burnett and Gunter on the field together. I'd like to see a little bit of downhill running, let Troy get the ball moving forward, and I'd run right behind Avery Moore and Nathan Harville, those 2 right side offensive linemen that started for you all last year.
Drummy remains in the game along with Lockhart, who is in the pistol. Deep back, he takes the handoff, coming right side, and he got the first down. Dobyns-Bennett stacking him up pretty quickly, but the Admirals only needed one, and it's Lockhart moving for a Service Street Auto Repair first down with a 2-yard gain off the right side, running behind Harville and Moore.
Yeah, it was shocking, Eric, when you said it was our third first down of the game. Didn't feel like it was that bad, but needed a yard. Tyler got 2, and you wanted off the right side, and you got it.
Jordan Shepard in at tailback for the Admirals right now.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he needs to score a rushing touchdown. I think that's the only thing he's got left in the book.
He's out on the wheel route, and Duncan is going to be wrapped up and thrown down back at the 49-yard line, making the tackle. And Farragut's offensive backfield, I believe, was Nicholas McVeigh. And
ball's going to be set right at the Indian 49-yard line, so a loss of 3, I believe.
Yeah, you kind of thought bringing a receiver in, a running back, that you might look for Shepard on an out route, and they were out of the backfield, but he was covered.
Second time that Duncan's been sacked. This one's a 6-yard loss. Back to the 49. We're at second down and 16. We got 3:43 to play in our third quarter. Farragut leading 14-10 as they did at halftime. Here's a little pitch going left side to Lockhart. He's got the 40 and nearly to the 35, and now flags come flying in at the tail end of the run. And so they're marking it at the 36-yard line. So a 13-yard gain off the left side. David Smith, Jacob Cabrera's side of that offensive line. But they got it wide with a quick little speed option.
I really like the way that Cam Duncan looks running that quick speed option right there, because he's shown that if he keeps the ball, he can run it effectively.
It's on them, boys. It's a
face mask.
Face mask, that's huge. Personal foul, too. It's a big one. Couldn't see it from the far side. But you're right, Tyler. You mentioned earlier, not a big speed option team. We aren't, but we've shown it a couple times, and he's read it well twice.
Ball's being marked now down at the 21-yard line as Roger McNear calls his huddle at the 25, and in steps senior quarterback Cam Duncan.
That's a 15-yard step off against DB, and so Farragut picks up the Service Street Auto Repair first down. Snap comes back hard to Duncan. He fires it down the line. Davila makes a man miss. Gets outside of the 15 to the 10, and now we've got flags thrown in, and
they're going to call Robbie Jacobs, I believe, on a block here, which he blocked his corner into one of the trailing Indians, and they collided, not Jacobs.
Exactly.
And they are about to call, I think, a penalty on him unless this official comes in saying it was.
Yeah, you would like to. They seem to always throw this no matter what. It's almost like they can see it beforehand.
You see the collision, and your eyes automatically start telling you what happened.
Exactly. They automatically see it out on the perimeter. There has to be a flag there.
So from the 13-yard line, that was an 8-yard gain apparently, and then the 10-yard step off.
At this point, though, if you are interested in becoming an official, the TWSAA is looking for quality individuals to step in and help out on Friday nights and even on our youth leagues and middle school leagues. So please visit TWSAA.org.
All sports. They're desperate in all sports. Mm-hmm. From the 23-yard line, it's first down. Duncan pulls it, gives off to Burnett down the near sideline, and he'll get down. They say he stepped out of bounds at the 18-yard line?
Yeah, he stepped out early.
Down to about the 10. He battled his way, but ruled to have been out of bounds well before then.
Yeah, had a lot of room to run. He stepped out earlier. He probably has a chance to get the first down.
Burnett doubling up his career numbers as far as receptions tonight, though, so it's good to see him getting some good quality reps. And you've not seen a lot of a drop-off between him and Gunter in the game tonight. That's a good thing for the Admiral offense.
Farragut's in the red zone for the first time tonight. It's second down from the 17-yard line, about 7 yards to go. Duncan steps up, looking, and
he has to eat it.
It's going to be Farragut dropped outside the red zone at the 23-yard line, so that'll be a 5-yard loss.
Yep, big sack, going to force a big third down and could be a big field goal attempt for our young kicker if need be. See what we can do here on 3rd and 12.
Clock continuing to roll, 2:10 to go in the third quarter. As Farragut from the 23-yard line faces third down and 12 yards to go. Ball on the far side hash as the Admirals move left to right. As you listen, Wyatt Drummy is the running back. They're blitzing, firing. Shepard slips as he makes the catch on the screen. Coming back to the inside on the near side. And so he falls down at the 24. It'll be a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, a little flanker screen. They're going to decide, and he slips down. Looked like he was going to get tackled immediately anyway. But they're going to trust the young kicker to give them a 7-point lead, as it's going to be a 41-yard field goal for Ryan McHugh.
Ball close to the middle of the field, a little bit to the right for the right-legged sophomore kicker. Watching him in practice, he's got the legs certainly from 40. Kick is on its way. Line drive. It is good. Ryan McHugh, now 2 of 2 in his career. Last year, he knocked through a 26-yarder, and here tonight in the season opener, he is good from 41 yards.
Big one.
And Farragut is on the board first here in the second half, now leading Dobyns-Bennett 17-10, 1:13 to play in our third quarter. We're back in 1 minute with a kickoff as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
Here at the Mike Dyer Agency, we know insurance coverage options can be overwhelming. That's why we partner with Nationwide to help you find the best protection for you and your family's needs. Give us a call today at 865-966-2111 to learn more. Or visit our website at MikeDyerInsuranceAgency.com. And remember, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
There are sports pubs everywhere these days, but there's only one place for award-winning wings and much more. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub in Knoxville. Yes, we have great wings, but there is a lot of etc. for everyone. Gourmet burgers, wraps, salads, subs, appetizers, and awesome food and drink specials. A great kids menu too. After the big game or anytime, Wings Etc. offers good food and great times. Wings Etc. Knoxville, the official location for high school football and proud sponsor of the Farragut Admirals. Go Admirals!
How about Ryan McHugh? Just booted through a 41-yard field goal. He opened the second half with a kickoff that reached the end zone for a touchback, and he does so again now. So Dobyns-Bennett will start from its 20-yard line. Farragut leading 17-10 over the visiting Indians with 1:13 to play in our third quarter.
Need a stop.
Will Hurd at quarterback. We'll have, I believe, Braden Simpson standing off to his left. No, that is not Simpson. He fires it down the line, right side, and Jack Alley all over. Jordan Shepard held the receiver up. That was Tegan Bagley, and here comes Jack Alley, and he just picks him up like a sack of flour and throws him down.
Yeah, and Bagley wanted a flag. I'm not sure for what, maybe being hit too hard, but that was a little screen, and that was blown up by the Air Force commit, 6'2", 220-pound Jack Alley.
Shaden Davis checking in at corner for the Admirals. Zane Smith coming off a little shaken up after that last play.
Pitch right side, and the running back for Dobyns-Bennett is going to be bottled up. David Broda in on the play. Jack Alley was out there as well. Good pursuit by those inside backers.
Franklin getting maybe a yard.
Peyton Franklin gets 1 on 2nd down and 10 to bring up 3rd down and 9.
Robbie Jacobs, nice job there, Tyler, the corner, cutting it in, getting his linebackers in pursuit. Really did a good job there.
I'm really impressed with Jacobs tonight on both sides of the ball. He's played outstanding at corner and wide receiver tonight.
Pretty good athlete.
Pretty good athlete.
Yeah.
Looks very explosive.
2 of 7 on 3rd down are the Indians, and our third quarter is in the book. They'll have a little extra time to think about this 3rd down play selection. 3rd down and 9 from the 21-yard line of Dobyns-Bennett as Farragut leads the visiting Indians 17-10 as we head to quarter number 4. Back in 1 minute with more as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
Is it time to replace your existing doors and windows? Call the best, CRS Exteriors. They sell and install only the highest quality replacement windows like the energy efficient and beautiful Infinity from Marvin Windows. At CRS Exteriors, the first price is the best price, and that just got better. Want details? Call them at 670-8823. I did. Or CRSExteriors.com.
There are sports pubs everywhere these days, but there's only one place for award-winning wings and much more. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub in Knoxville. Yes, we have great wings, but there is a lot of etc. for everyone. Gourmet burgers, wraps, salads, subs, appetizers, and awesome food and drink specials. A great kids menu too. After the big game or anytime, Wings Etc. offers good food and great times. Wings Etc. Knoxville, the official location for high school football and proud sponsor of the Farragut Admirals. Go Admirals!
So here's a big 3rd down and 9 for the Indians to get the fourth quarter started as they now move left to right. From the 21-yard line, Hurd back to pass, doesn't see anybody open, steps up in the pocket. Was he across the line? Fires near side. The completion is made to the 33. Was he across the line? They will say apparently not. And the reception was made by Bagley. And that'll be good for 11 yards and a first down. A Service Street Auto Repair first down.
I'm shocked, Eric. He didn't just scramble for that. It looked like he'd run for it easy. Decides to throw it right before he goes over the line and just gets enough for the first down for the Indians.
Second first down of the second half for Dobyns-Bennett. 14th of the game. Service Street Auto Repair, our first down sponsor again this season. 11-17 to play. Nail Caro with a big pop. And then coming in and helping out as well will be Luke Hill.
Yeah, both defensive ends there, Eric, just met the running back in the hole. And that's going to be a loss of 1.
Peyton Franklin, that running back, greeted rudely. 16 yards on 8 carries tonight for Franklin. Braden Simpson has 8 carries for 92 yards, including a touchdown and a 58-yard run. They got Dobyns-Bennett into the red zone in the first quarter. Second down and 11 from the 31-yard line as Hurd sends a receiver right to left to right, rather, and then comes out just running it near side and scampers out of bounds at the 40-yard line. That will be third down, and about 2 yards to go after a 9-yard run, designed run by the quarterback, Will Hurd.
Yeah, he scrambled out of here, and he got 8 as it's 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Dobyns-Bennett down at a touchdown, 60 yards from pay dirt on 3rd and a big 2.
3 of 8 on third downs, 2 of 3 in the second half are the Indians. From the 40-yard line, ball on the near hash as DB moves towards Dixie Lee. Jumps high snap. Got over the head of Hurd. He picks it up. Farragut chasing Hurd. Throws it downfield. Nobody in the neighborhood. I mean, nobody. But I guess that's one of those rules that, no, we do have a flag. We do have a flag back where the ball was released. Flag is lying at the 23-yard line as that snap was high on third down over the head of Hurd.
He's a couple things.
Yes.
They got to make sure that he was outside the tackle box.
Yep.
The ball can cross the line of scrimmage even if it's out of bounds, but it must cross the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they wave it off. So it's an incomplete pass, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Bad time for a bad snap, and it was really high, and he's able to get rid of it, get outside the tackle box, get it across the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 4th and 2, and the Indians are going to punt.
With 9:51 to play, and Farragut leading 17-10, the ball at the DB 40. Landis Davila is set to receive a punt from Ethan Klein. Snap comes back good. Klein, line drive. Davila will have a chance at this. He takes it to the 29-yard line, hits to the far sideline, and gets to the 37. So Landis sets Farragut up at its 37-yard line.
Hang time is not much on those. He got another couple yards, maybe 8 yards in the air on that one. Line drive about 23 yards. Davila does something with it. Good field position for the Admirals as they have it at the 37 of their own.
Well, the defense, Brett, has been better here in the second half, but for the takeaways in the first half, DB kind of did as it pleased. But here in the second half, 2 possessions, 2 first downs, I do believe, for the Indians, and both of those were third down conversions. Farragut running it up the middle with, I think that's Drummy from the 37 as he takes the handoff from senior quarterback Cam Duncan and is stacked up after a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, Wyatt Drummy, the senior, ran hard in mop-up duty last year, looked good there. Only gets about a yard, 2nd and 9 as the clock continues to run.
Noah Gunter in the ball game. We've seen both he and Brooks-Bennett at H-back or tight end, and right now it's Gunter on the right side, the inside of 2 receivers. Admirals 2 receivers left, pistol formation as Drummy remains the running back. Now Gunter sets up off left tackle Davis Smith. They'll run Drummy. He's looking to get wide and is cut down at the 38-yard line or so by Caden Kolbacki.
Yeah, tried to bounce it off left tackle, tried to bounce it outside. The contain was solid, Eric, as it's going to be
third down.
Really no gain. And 3rd and 9, Admirals pretty conservative there. What do they do here to try to get the first?
Admirals have not converted a third down tonight. They're 0 for 4. The ball is on the near side hash at the Farragut 38-yard line as the Admirals move towards Lyndon Welch Way. Gunter goes in motion left to right, 1 of 3 receivers now on the right side. Back to pass, Brewer throws near side, and Farragut dropped it at the 47-yard line. That is a rare drop by Landis Davila.
Right at the first down marker, Eric.
Would have been close. I think he might have been a yard shy, but rare drop indeed.
Just kind of a sit-down route. I think he could have, when he caught it, though, I think he could have got the yard, once he caught it. But drops it. Nice throw there by Cam Duncan, and going to force a punt.
Brooks-Bennett, whose punts have been 37 yards and 35 with a net of 28 on that first one that went 28. The second one was no return, so a net of 37. So this is from the 37. Snap comes back from McNear. And it's an end over end. And we've got flags flying, I think, at the 39-yard line. Farragut touches it down with Jack Alley. So that would be a 24-yard punt, no return, but I think Farragut is going to be called for hitting the return man. No. Alley's saying it's on
Indians.
DB.
Personal foul, chop block.
Chop block.
That's a big one, Eric.
24-yard punt.
15-yard variety. Going to start it right at the 20, I believe.
Yep, Dobyns-Bennett from its 20-yard line with 7:58 to play, and Farragut up a touchdown, 17-10. 14 for the Admirals in the first quarter, 3 in the third. The ball is on the ground, and the Indians on the jet sweep get back on it. It was dropped on the handoff, but covering it up was Wyndham. Trey Wyndham coming in motion right to left, didn't have it cleanly, but pounces on it, saves the possession for Dobyns-Bennett, and surprisingly only a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, Wyndham, 5'7", 160-pound junior, just drops it on the jet sweep after getting the handoff, and that was big for the Ads. It's a loss of a yard.
2 receivers left, H-back and a receiver to the right, and they'll run it up the middle, and the middle comes wide open, and that is sidestepping a man and heading downfield Eli Wallace, and Wallace nearly to midfield. I guess he is to midfield as he heads to the Dobyns-Bennett sideline and will be pushed out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, the senior running back gets loose, Eric, and cuts back to the left. Good blocking downfield as he takes it all the way to the Admiral 47.
Big Service Street Auto Repair first down, number 15 of the night. And so that's 34 yards for Wallace on the scamper. They'll throw it down the line left side, and Farragut will have Robbie Jacobs there to wrap up and drop Rome Pruitt of Dobyns-Bennett at the 45. That'll be a 2-yard gain.
They love the quick pass game. They love the quick screen game, or just get it out to him in space quickly as he does there, as it was a good snap. Only gains a couple to the short side of the field.
Ball remains on the far side hash. 2nd down and 8 from the Farragut 45-yard line. Clock rolling, 6.5 minutes to play. 2 receivers left, 1 right. They'll throw it left side short again, and to the 40-yard line goes the receiver. This time it's Amari Maddox on the reception, and so that's going to be a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, another similar play. That one looked like more of a traditional screen to the short side again, but going to force a big 3rd and 3, and you would definitely think 4-down territory.
3 of 9 on 3rd downs tonight. Under 6 minutes to play. Dobyns-Bennett trying to drive and tie this game. As Hurd hands it off, and Farragut clogs the middle with Purvis and Alley, and Simpson is dumped in the offensive backfield for a 3-yard loss back to the 43-yard line.
Wow, that was awfully physical, Eric, just to dive up the middle, and Purvis and Alley, 2 of your better defenders, meet him in the backfield. Gonna force, as this game seems to be flying by for me, Eric, 4th and 7 with 5:10 left in this game. What does Dobyns-Bennett draw up?
4th down from the 43-yard line. Indians 1 of 2 on 4th down tonight. 2 receivers to each side, back to pass. Hurd throwing deep. He's got a man open, and he'll run under it at the 10 and will score. Deep pass down the near side to Rome Pruitt, and he had a couple of steps on the Farragut corner, and he will score on a 4th down pass from 43 yards out.
Yeah, 4:51 left in this game, Eric, and Will Hurd just throws a deep ball to Pruitt, and boy, what a beautiful throw it was. He had a step on the corner, and he laid it perfectly out to him in space. Touchdown Indians, extra point pending to tie this up.
And the kick is going to be good. Farragut got pressure, but the kick is good. And so Dobyns-Bennett with an 80-yard drive, a 4th down, 43-yard touchdown pass to Pruitt from Hurd. 2nd touchdown of the ball game for the Indians. The earlier one on the ground, and they have tied this game at 17 with 4:51 to play. We're back in 1 minute with the kickoff as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
Have you heard about the breakthrough Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires? One look at the track, and you will know it is different. It hugs the road, wet or dry, stops shorter, and lasts longer than the 4 leading competitive tires. Where do you get the Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires installed correctly for perfect balance and alignment? Go see Fisher. Yes, Fisher Tire can match anyone's price, but nobody can match their service.
Fisher Tire on Kingston Pike in Bearden, and Farragut, and north on Broadway.
How about a 2023 Nissan SV Rogue starting at just $26,988? Or how about a 2023 Nissan SR Ultima starting at just $23,988? Hey folks, you're with Ted Russell Nissan. I challenge any other Nissan dealer to try to beat these prices. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike. Number 76560 and 310-865 pre-owned. Tennessee business with pay tax, $595 included.
Kickoff for Dobyns-Bennett. Sails downfield. It'll be Jordan Shepard settling under it at the 7-yard line. Coming near side. 20, 25, 30. Spins away from the man and got across the 35 to the 38. 38-yard line. Shepard, who before everybody had even found their seats tonight, had an electrifying 95-yard kickoff return to begin our ball game. It looked like he might be headed in that same direction, but was just tripped up. And so Farragut from its 38, and now a 17-17 game.
Yeah, and talk about in your seats. We've got a great crowd tonight, Eric, maybe the best I've seen on opening game in my 11 years. But, hey, this is what it's all about, Admiral Nation. 17 all, 4.5 minutes to go. What can we do?
And we're going to lose a handle on the football, and coming back, Lockhart will cover it up at the 32-yard line, so Farragut's going to lose 6. I was looking down at my numbers. Brett, was that just a mishandled handoff or what?
It was they bumped into each other, so
Okay.
there was a miscommunication there. That wasn't all on Lockhart at all. And then he fumbles it and goes down. That's not what the doctor ordered, Eric, because you lose, 6?
We'll give that to the team for the time being statistically. So, yeah, 2nd down 16 from the 32-yard line for the Admirals as the clock approaches 4 minutes to play. Pitch to the short side of the field, and Lockhart's busted out of bounds. Not much doing as that outstanding linebacker for DB Branson Carswell forces him out, and it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, they run the speed option, didn't really go fully into the commit mode, pitched it early, and it's going to be 3rd and 15 with 3:45 left in this football game.
Farragut 0 of 5 on 3rd downs, and this one's certainly challenging as the Admirals, the tight end to the left, back to pass is Duncan. He's looking for that tight end. It'll be Gunter unable to make the catch at the 50-yard line.
Eric, a little corner route.
Yep.
And a pretty good ball by Cam Duncan. Just could not come up with it. Gunter at the tight end position. He wants that one back. And the Admirals are going to have to punt the football again as DB's now going to try to win the football game.
We've seen this before. There were multiple games when Farragut and Dobyns-Bennett were playing each other in openers between 2009 and 2014. They went right down to the wire, and DB found a way in those really close games to come out on top each time. And this punt from Burnett from the 33-yard line will go out of bounds, and the official coming up the near sideline says 46, I think. So a 21-yard punt, no return.
21-yard punt, not what you're wanting there, as we've got a DB Indian with his helmet off.
Getting a right
Injured.
calf stretched out.
Yeah, just maybe a cramp. You see a lot of those, Eric, early in the season.
Yep.
Although it's a beautiful night. It's a nice, cool 74 night right now.
Low humidity.
Yep.
3:26 to play, 17-17, and that Farragut defense, Brett, has been on the field an awful lot. I said at halftime the Admirals had run, by my count, only 10 offensive plays, while Dobyns-Bennett had run 33. Here in the second half, it's improved somewhat, but still, Dobyns-Bennett has absolutely owned time of possession.
Yeah, and when you mentioned that third first down, I was kind of shocked by it. But, yeah, the defense been on the field a lot, as they are yet again.
So Dobyns-Bennett from the 46, great starting field position, and Hurd will hand it off, and Farragut will have Matthew Purvis on the tackle at the 50-yard line as he wraps up the ball carrier, who was Braden Simpson, after a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, gain of 4. You can just feel that Dobyns-Bennett continuing to gain confidence as their offense stays on the field, now right at midfield.
3 minutes to go. 2nd down and 6. Handoff, Simpson, Farragut. Quick tackle, David Broda. And at the 48-yard line, it'll be a gain of 2 for Simpson. 3rd down upcoming.
And nice tackle up the middle there as it's 3rd and about a long 4. Interesting to see what the Indians decide. And even if it is 4-down territory with only 2:25 left in this game, Eric, and both have 3 timeouts left.
3 of 10 on 3rd down tonight are the Indians. Talking about how quickly the game has gone, it's interesting. Dobyns-Bennett will milk the clock most times, but every once in a while they try to play tempo. But most times, like this, they're going to run it down, and in fact, they're going to run it down here and use a timeout. So a timeout is taken with 2:06 to play by the Indians. They have 2 remaining. 17-17 our score as Dobyns-Bennett considers what to do on 3rd down and 4 from the Farragut 47-yard line. Indians got the ball to begin the second half, trailing Farragut 14-10. They picked up 1 first down, then had to punt. The Admirals from their 35 moved into the red zone for the first time tonight, pushed out of the red zone, but Ryan McHugh comes on to hit a career-long 41-yard field goal for the sophomore. 17-10, Farragut leading with 1:13 to go in the third. Farragut defense again did a nice job on Dobyns-Bennett's second possession of the second half. Just 1 first down again for the Indians before they had to punt. But since then, the Farragut offense back-to-back 3-and-outs, and sandwiched in between those 3-and-out series for the Admirals, DB went 80 yards, scoring on a 4th down pass that covered 43 yards and tied the game at 17 with 4:51 to play. Now we've got 2:06 to play, and coming out of the timeout, Dobyns-Bennett with an empty set. Hurd's going to throw deep. He's got his tight end open, and he can't make the catch at the 15-yard line. He was 2 steps behind the Farragut secondary.
There's a flag, Eric, 2 of them. I really hope that's on the Indians.
It's holding.
Well, Eric, here's the question to you. Well, do you want to take the penalty, or do you want to decline it? You can make it 4th and 4, or you can make it 3rd and 14.
I would decline the penalty personally.
I personally would like to decline it as well. The punt team is coming out. Have we decided what we're going to do? Hold. Decline.
I think given Farragut, given Farragut struggles on offense most of the night. I mean, there's one big play on offense, a big play on special teams to begin the game. But given Farragut's general struggles on offense, if I'm DB, I'm okay trying to back Farragut up since you've gotten the game tied at this point.
Well, and we talked, in a pre-production meeting that really, we've won a lot of shootouts through the years, right? And we knew this year there may be some games where we got to win games like this, and this is exactly kind of what we expected. 17 all. Can the offense muster something? High snap.
Got the punt away. Davila settles under it at the 11-yard line and is going to be down at the 13-yard line. So Farragut will be backed up with 1:52 to play. How aggressive will the Admirals be? Dobyns-Bennett should still have 2 timeouts. Farragut's got its full complement.
Yeah, and at the end of the first half, remind you, 24 seconds left. I thought for sure in this same position we would not take a shot, and we hit a post route to the 50. And I was surprised at the aggressiveness. It got called back, but still interesting. Now you're going to go 4 wide, deuce on each side. Let's see what the Admirals can muster with 1:52 left.
So the defense got a 3-and-out, a little bit of help from DB not being able to connect on an open receiver. Back to pass, Duncan, and he's going to throw over the middle, and it's dropped at the 30-yard line. Dropped at the 30. And now
he's dinged up.
Shepard got up, but now goes back down. Dobyns-Bennett's got a safety that is down as well. Now Shepard pops up.
Limping
a little bit.
Not bad.
Down for Dobyns-Bennett, the lone returning man in the secondary this year as far as returning starters, Nigel Vidal.
Nice ball there by Cam. When he gets time, Eric, he can really throw a really accurate ball, as he does there with kind of the skinny post. Really good throw, just couldn't come up with it. Got popped pretty good. 20's down. Nigel, like I said, Vidal.
Yeah, I think the way they feeling up around the collarbone and shoulder area might have a bit of a stinger, perhaps.
Assume he was the one that popped Shepard.
Duncan tonight 5 of 9 for 90 yards, the 74-yard touchdown strike on his first pass of the night to Robbie Jacobs. 1:47 to play as the safety for Dobyns-Bennett continues to be down. Farragut head trainer Jessica Frazier wanders out to see if she can be of any assistance. Coach Eddie Courtney is assisted by Jeff Courtney, offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach. Mickey Chait this year, the defensive coordinator. I think also handles the DBs. Tom Doucette, the defensive line. Hal Brooker, inside linebackers. Roy Robinson's defensive assistant. Chris McNear coaching up the tight ends. Patty Doucette handles the offensive line. Mark Giles, the running backs. Jeff Gatewood, the wide receivers. Gerald Robinson, the kickers and specialists. Chase Scott's the director of football operations. Steve Scott, game day operations director. Ben Burkall, the video coordinator for Farragut. And so Dobyns-Bennett safety continues to be down. He was moving arms and legs and everything. So now I always do that. Dr. Paul Becker heads out on the field as well. Farragut team physician for many years. And as I always like to point out whenever I mention Dr. Becker's name, pretty darn good linebacker back in his day, the leading tackler on the 1985 squad of the Admirals. Anthony Lindsay back again as the team manager. The student trainers, Samantha Hurst, Grayson Johnson, and Lily McDonald. Staff videographers, these gentlemen have been doing it for a lot of years. Eddie Turpin and Buddy Knipp. Jack Tate, great job as the sports information director here at Farragut High School. Of course, Donald Dodgen, the athletic director. He's assisted by Ben Collins. Cheerleading coach this year is Dana Jacobs, assisted by Kara Smith. Farragut Marching Band, I think, only performed 1 or 2 numbers at halftime, but their numbers continue to grow. 155 competitive band members this year, 185 in class band. This season's show is Just Fantasy. I think it's going to feature some Queen stuff. But drum majors, Jessica Garner, Ellie Williams, and Caroline Woods. The band directors, Kenneth Carrico, Rodney Brown, he is the assistant, as is Andrea Bird. Color guard director for the band, Ansley Ida Miller. They'll have competitions, a couple of them in late September, then 2 more in late October. Wonder, I don't know, I don't want to speculate, but as the young man continues to be down, and again he was moving, you wonder maybe about a clavicle here perhaps. We got 1:47 to play in a tie game. Farragut just went over the middle with a pass about 20 yards downfield intended for Jordan Shepard. And the ball was knocked loose. Nigel Vidal with the hit, and he remains down. He's a senior. Dobyns-Bennett has Greenville next week. Farragut will be back here at Eddie Courtney Stadium, Bill Claybo Field, to take on Powell. It'll be the first meeting with Powell since 2016. Then Farragut plays at West on September 1st, opens region play on the 8th, and Vidal is up. Gets a nice ovation.
Yeah, I got Powell next week, Eric, and score of interest, Powell leads the Mavs 28-14 late in the third quarter.
So Powell next week, then at West, then opening region play here at Bill Claybo Field on September 8th against Cleveland. Got an open date before a Thursday game at Bearden on the 21st of September. Then the Admirals host Bradley Central on September 29th. Outside the region, Farragut hosts Oak Ridge on the 6th of October. A Thursday game on the 12th of October as Farragut outside the region hosts Jefferson County and then closes out the season at Hardin Valley and at Maryville. Very tough schedule, not unusual at all, but a very tough schedule for the Admirals. Would love to see them get out of the gates with the win. 17-17 our score. As from the 13-yard line, Lockhart clears the 15, gets to about the 17, and it'll be third down. 4-yard gain. 30 yards on the night for Lockhart, and here's Farragut with a third down. They're 0 of 6 on the night. The Admirals in a hurry with 1:27 to play. Brewer throws down the sideline. Davila makes the catch at the 41-yard line and is then popped out of bounds. Landis Davila found a soft spot down the near sideline, and Brewer hits him with a nice pass as Farragut converts on third down for the first time tonight, and they move for a gain of 25 yards.
Yeah, ran the little hitch on the outside, and Davila a little go route on the inside to the out, and a really nice throw by Cam, and great catch by the sure-handed Davila.
From the 42-yard line, now Farragut with a fresh set. 1:20 to go. The clock stopped as Davila went out of bounds. They'll drop it off short, and Wyatt Drummy hit out of bounds by Carswell as he moves to the 45-yard line. A modest gain on first down of 3 yards.
Yeah, just found him out of the backfield and got out of bounds. Young Ryan McHugh is wondering, can I find an opportunity to win this football game? Can we get in field goal range?
Call it a 4-yard gain to the 46-yard line. 5 receivers, empty set for the Admirals. They throw short, and it is going to be Farragut nearly seeing that ball deflected, maybe even picked off. Brooks Burnett with the defender reaching in front of him, sees it knocked to the ground, incomplete.
Yeah, Xavier Goodwin kind of bodies the big tight end, knocks it out on the little hitch route. As you've got 1:11 left in this football game, we probably need to get a little more emotional right here on 3rd and 6. Can we convert?
Admirals picked up their first third down conversion a moment ago from the 46. Third down, Brewer looks, he's got a man open. That's going to be Burnett, and Burnett steps out of bounds at the 34-yard line as the Admirals pick up another third down conversion and a Service Street Auto Repair first down. That one's good for 20 yards.
That was a beauty, probably Burnett's biggest catch of his career, and just a little corner route. Beautiful throw by Duncan. And when he has time, like I said, Eric, he can really kind of throw a nice ball, pretty accurate for the most part. Really nice throw there as it's on the 34-yard line. See what we can do. We definitely need more yardage.
1:05 to play, and the Admirals use their first timeout. So Farragut, let's see. Actually, I think Dobyns-Bennett used the timeout because the scoreboard is showing 1 remaining for the Indians, and Farragut with their full complement. So DB using the second of 3 timeouts, and Farragut with back-to-back third down conversions on pass completions to Landis Davila and then to Brooks Burnett. Davila's covered 25 yards, and Burnett's covers 20 yards. What a time for the Farragut offense to come to life after having been 0 for 6 previously in third down situations. Farragut will have Davila, the lone receiver, left. It's going to be Wyatt Drummy in the offensive backfield along with senior quarterback Cam Duncan. Meanwhile, you've got Gunter Shepard and I believe Robbie Jacobs, the trips to the right. Gunter comes in motion, handoff is to Drummy. He's to the 30 and bulls his way to the 25, dives across the 25 down to the 23-yard line as the Admirals move the sticks on a first down run by Wyatt Drummy, a Service Street Auto Repair first down run.
Really nice run, good block on the kick out as he gets inside the 25. DB's got 1 timeout left, which they will eventually use, but you're going to try to win this one at the end.
Ball at the 23-yard line. 40 seconds to play and the clock ticking. As Farragut checks into the game at quarterback, Kent Carball. Carball running it right, runs into his running back and struggles forward, got back to the line of scrimmage. No more.
Yeah, Carball's more of a really solid nickel back for us, and he's kind of the running quarterback as they bring in to try to get him some air. Couldn't get much going on the kind of read there as he gets maybe a half yard.
Did get it in the middle of the field with 21 seconds to play. This would be a 40-yard field goal. 41 the make earlier by sophomore Ryan McHugh. Farragut using its first time out. Dobyns-Bennett has 1 remaining. Admirals with 2 remaining. 17-17 our score. Farragut led 14 to first half. Admirals with the only points of the third quarter, the 41-yard field goal by McHugh to lead 17-10. But Dobyns-Bennett tied it on a long fourth down completion, fourth down touchdown pass covering some 40-plus yards earlier this quarter. So the Admirals will get Duncan back in at quarterback. Cam Duncan being blitzed, throws, looking for Davila in the end zone, and where's the penalty flag? He caught it! Landis Davila with a tremendous catch. Brett, I'm looking for a penalty flag. Never mind the penalty flag. Landis somehow made that reception through the defender.
Yeah, you were yelling for a flag. I didn't think he caught it. I was hoping he'd throw a flag. And then the guy just threw his hands up. So he caught it at the corner of the end zone. He said, let's let Davila, who was sophomore year a possession receiver, junior year a playmaker, senior year saying, I'm still that guy.
Wow. The Admirals just marched 87 yards. They overcame third down twice, and Davila with a tremendous 23-yard touchdown reception. Here's McNear with the snap. Haig with the hold, and it is good by McHugh, the sophomore place kicker, and Farragut leads 24-17 with 16 seconds remaining in this ball game. And now we've got flags on the field. That is not good if the Admirals did something.
They're going to probably have either offsetting or a personal foul on someone from the field because there was an extreme amount of trash talk after that extra point attempt.
Yeah, and McNear is really upset with one of his teammates as he's worried it's on the Admirals and going to hurt us 15 yards. No, they are going to call it offsetting, though, on both.
Cam Duncan delivers a 23-yard touchdown to Landis Davila, who somehow made the reception draped by a Dobyns-Bennett defender who was face guarding him. And the Admirals, with 16 seconds to play, lead 24-17. Let's get a 30-second break here. We'll return with the kickoff on the other side as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
This is Leanne for Valley Plumbing. We are a local family-owned plumbing company specializing in water heater repair and replacement, clogged drains, broken pipes, and most importantly, taking care of you, the customer. We service all of West Knoxville, Loudoun, Blount, and Anderson counties. We offer same-day service, and we want to be your first and your last call. Call us at 213-3360, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit valleyplumbingtn.com.
Well, only 16 seconds to play, and, you can eat up a little bit of clock, Brett, I suppose, by squibbing it. At the same time, too, McHugh has put his last 2 kickoffs in the end zone. It'll be interesting to see what the Admirals do here as McHugh approaches, and he will try to reach the end zone again. He will not. The ball will be dropped at the 5-yard line. It's going to be picked up at that point, and slung down at the 16-yard line is Tylen Taylor.
I think there was more time off than that. That had to be more than 3 seconds there. He caught and dropped it and then picked it back up and ran. I feel like that was more than 3 seconds. But 13 seconds left. You're going to be playing heavy prevent as the DB Indians only have one timeout, and they've got to go
83, we'll say.
83 and a half yards.
Dobyns-Bennett from its 17-yard line. They got loose for a big fourth down pass. They've had receivers open deep earlier in the game multiple times. Hurd rolls left, fires. Pass is going to be caught by Pruitt, and he's pushed out of bounds here on the near sideline by Zane Qureshi-Smith. That'll be at the 26-yard line, a gain of, 9?
I'm not sure what that does, Eric. That was 8 seconds on a rollout to the right for 9 yards. I think we are more than okay with that.
5 seconds to play. Farragut leading 24-17. Dobyns-Bennett has won 4 straight season openers. All of those were against Tennessee High. Admirals have been hard luck losers oftentimes in years past to DB in season openers, trying to get one of these close ones for once on the Admirals side. Trips left, single receiver right for Dobyns-Bennett. Final play of the game, one would think. And he pulls it down, and Farragut can't make the tackle in the backfield. And now reversing field goes Will Hurd. It's running left. Broda's got him. Ball comes out. He tried to lateral it. We've got flags on the field. And now more flags on the field.
Oh, gosh. There's a couple really upset.
So this game may not be over. It should be.
There's some really upset Admiral coaches. But I think, Eric, there was multiple flags, but they look like they came at different times. But there could be an untimed down here, Eric.
Guys, we're definitely going to have a hold, and I think we're going to have an dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct as well with a possible ejection.
Well, an ejection, you have to keep in mind, carries with it next week, too.
Which is, yeah, I thought the first one was on, Eric, was on DB during the play. As Tyler said, second one was definitely something on us. A lot to talk about here as we're on 000.
Looks like when all the scrambling was done, that maybe it was a 1-yard gain for Hurd. And so they're showing third down across the way. Holding is declined. What? Unsportsmanlike.
Ejection on the Admirals.
On Farragut. I wonder who that is. Again, they won't be able to play next week. And because there are penalties on both teams.
Offset.
The referee says it's offsetting into the game, and I believe it's going to be 97 with the ejection.
Okay. It was one of the D linemen, yeah.
Well, that's tough. That's one of your starting D linemen.
And the depth's not there already.
No. So that's unfortunate, but the Admirals do get the win as Farragut wins it tonight 24-17 over the Indians of Dobyns-Bennett. Farragut with a clutch drive late in this ball game. They took over after Dobyns-Bennett went 3 and out. Indians had a chance to hit a big pass play and just couldn't make the connection, so they had to punt it away, and Farragut went 87 yards, converted third down twice, the first 2 times tonight that they had converted third down, and then a tremendous catch by Landis Davila, 23-yard touchdown from Farragut senior quarterback Cam Duncan, his second touchdown of the night. He began the game with a not began the game, but his first pass of the game, a 74-yard touchdown pass to Robbie Jacobs, and his last pass of the night, a 23-yard touchdown pass to Landis Davila, and it is the Admirals winning it by a final of 24-17. Excuse me. Let's get a 3-minute break, and we will return on the other side with our post-game show. As part of the post-game show, we will be selecting our Blair House Antiques player, or players perhaps, of the game. The Admirals 1-0 on the season. Lightning fast start and a strong finish in between. It was mostly Dobyns-Bennett, but it's the Admirals prevailing 24-17. Back in 3 minutes with more as you listen to Farragut High School football on West 105.
Hey there, Farragut football fans. When you're attending this week's game, be sure to catch a super cool t-shirt from the Pizza Kitchen. Only 3 t-shirts will be thrown per game. Every time you wear your t-shirt to the Pizza Kitchen, you get a free order of cheesy bread. This is limited to the 2023 Farragut football season only. Remember the Pizza Kitchen for your pregame tailgating. Located on Kingston Pike in the Lovell Heights Shopping Center. Check out thepizzakitchenknoxville.com for more info.
Farragut High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide a helping hand. Find out more about the Citizens Bank Local Advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Is it time to replace your existing doors and windows? Call the best, CRS Exteriors. They sell and install only the highest quality replacement windows like the energy efficient and beautiful Infinity from Marvin Windows. At CRS Exteriors, the first price is the best price, and that just got better. Want details? Call them at 670-8823. I did. Or CRSExteriors.com.
Hello, this is Dave from VG's Bakery. After 22 years, we are both proud and humbled by how this community has embraced us. We are proud to sponsor the broadcast of the Admirals games, and we are humbled by the support we've been shown during these past couple of years. We remain committed to offering the highest quality cookies, pastries, pies, and breads, and our cake decorator will make your special occasion a dazzling affair. Open Wednesday through Saturday in the Cole Shopping Center. Come see, smell, and taste what's baking at VG's Bakery.
When it comes to wings, everybody does know size does matter. No one knows it better than Wings Etc. Grill and Pub in Knoxville. Wings Etc. has the biggest, meatiest, award-winning jumbo wings in town. Choose from among 19 signature wing sauces, including our crazy hot habanero wall sauce. If you love wings and a whole lot more, come to Wings Etc. for lunch, dinner, carry-out, and to watch your favorite sports all year long. Wings Etc. Knoxville, official fifth quarter location for high school football and proud sponsor of the Farragut Admirals.
Hey folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. It's a buyer's market. And for Ted Russell Nissan to remain Knoxville's volume dealer, here's what we're going to do about it. 2023 SR Ultima starting at just $23,988. 2023 SV Rogue starting at just $26,988. On Kingston Pike.
Hi, I'm Angie Cody with the Angie Cody team, brokered by eXp Realty. I've been asked recently, is now a good time to buy a house? Of course it is. I'm seeing less multiple offers, which means less competition. Home prices are leveling off, and we have an increasing inventory. If you're thinking about buying, please reach out to me at angiecody.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
It's football season at Blair House. This is John Blair, president of Blair House Antiques and proud Farragut alumni. We've been proudly serving the Knoxville area with exquisite gifts and keepsakes for over 30 years. From jewelry to chandeliers, lamps to staffeture, we can assist you with all of your gifting needs when the gift must be perfect. Blair House, your time-tested connection to the treasures of the past. Blair House, 210 North Forest Park Boulevard in Bearden.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City.
You're listening to West 105.
Every night, it's Friday night without you.
Welcome back into Farragut's Eddie Courtney Stadium down on Bill Claybo Field. Tyler Carr's got himself a contingent of victorious Admirals as they defeat Dobyns-Bennett tonight in the season opener 24-17. We got some numbers to get to as our post-game show continues, but right now let's throw it down to Tyler and let him talk to some of these victorious Admirals.
All right, thank you, Eric. We're going to start here with Jordan Shepard tonight. I think it's just appropriate we start with you because you started the 2023 season off with a bang. 96 yards, opening kickoff. Did you not want the new quarterback to get the first snap, or what of the new season?
I've just been thinking about that for like 2 days now. I've been dreaming about it. First opening play, I'm taking that stuff to the crib. So that's just how it is. Also, I mean, I just didn't really want him to show off yet because like I knew he was going to dominate the whole game. So I just thought I'd give him a little break before he embarrasses everybody else.
I like the attitude. I like the camaraderie going on here. But also, I think for the first time in your career tonight, you caught a pass without scoring. Yeah. Did you know that was a possibility, or were you just hoping to score every time you caught a ball?
I knew it was a possibility. I should have scored off that pick. I took a knee in the end zone just because I felt bad for them. I just really wanted to score off. Special teams haven't done that yet, so maybe pick 6 is coming up next soon.
Well, I saw earlier in the game, I sort of made a comment. I saw you up at tailback, and I was like, well, I think that's the one thing he's missing is, a rushing touchdown. So you may have to ask Coach Courtney if you can get in on that next week.
Yeah, I'll definitely get it. I should have had that one, actually. But, I'll let him know. Don't worry, I'll let him know.
All right, thank you very much, Jordan. Congratulations on a big win. There's too many of y'all for me to take all one-on-one, so you just come on open what's come next. So we start at the beginning of the game with the explosive play, and then Landis, we end the night with you with a diving, sliding. You describe how you did it. It was amazing touchdown catch in the corner end zone here to take the victory here over Dobyns-Bennett tonight.
I mean, we practice so much. It's all just kind of a blur in the game. I mean, it just comes to instincts at that point.
Of course, you were having a different game tonight. We saw you on offense a lot the past couple of years. Tonight you took a new role and made this defensive backfield look very athletic, very disciplined. Talk about the role of going from just a receiver to now going both ways all the game.
I feel like throughout the years I've always had a defensive mindset. It's just this year, it came down to me with all the seniors, leaving last year. So I just needed to fill a spot, and I've always had that defensive attitude. My mom's, never raised a little dog, but that's just who I am.
I love the fight and the intensity. You don't get that from wide receivers too much, and it also looks like you guys were willing to go and block on the edge. How important is that balance between being a blocker, being a playmaker, and all the things in between?
Well, I mean, we got so many leaders on the team, and that's obvious from the game. So everybody's just fired up to be there, and everybody just wants everybody to succeed because it really is a team game. You're not always going to have the ball, so you got to make it play regardless.
I love the attitude. Landis, thank you very much tonight. Congratulations on a big win. We're going to go to the big guys now. All right. You guys could have cut in line first. No one would have stopped you, just letting you know. And, of course, we've got Coach Chris McNear here with us tonight. You've been here long enough. I feel like you should be coaching at this point. And I sort of said in pregame, it's nice having the 4 offensive linemen returning, but most importantly, your center, because you get to dictate a lot of things for the line. What's that like going into your senior year this year?
It's fun, but it's scary at the same time because you don't want it to be over. But it's fun having this one last season with your guys, and we've been playing together for years, and it's sad to see, sad to see happening. But I mean, I'm excited for the season. So
you talk about this offensive line that you guys have the most continuality going of this offense. I figured it was going to come to you guys to set the tone. What was that mission for you guys all throughout camp?
Run the ball, and trust our playmakers, and trust Cam and Landis and Jordan, and if we do our job, they'll do theirs, and they did.
Of course, you got a different matchup because I think Eric told me it was first time since 2013, if I'm not mistaken. He said that next week you guys square off against Powell. This is going to be a highly thought-up matchup in Knox County. Is there that inter-county rivalry between you and other Knox County schools except for the one down the road?
Kind of, I guess. We're just taking it 1 week at a time. We're taking it 1 week at a time, one game at a time, win by win, and just making it to the playoffs and seeing what we can do.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a great night. We got Matthew Purvis coming up next. Do you go by Matthew or Matt or just
either one?
Either one. All right, so we're gonna go with Matt because that's what it officially says. Returning starter on the defensive line, biggest defensive lineman on the field tonight against a very potent running attack tonight. What was the strategy with you guys coming in as a defense?
The strategy was just play as a team and just play as one, and we all got each other's backs, and that's that. We just play as one.
Last year, you sort of had some guys on the field that sort of took a lot of attention for you as a first-time starter last year. You were able to fill in and make some plays. Tonight, though, you were sort of that marked man in the middle that took on a lot of double teams, got a little bit more of the attention. Does that change your mentality at the defensive tackle position?
Not really. I go out there and do what I do. I got a job, and I got to fulfill it, and that's it.
So, a lot of times on that defense especially, sorry I'm getting feedback, you get a lot of attention when you look at a guy like Jack in the middle. What's it like? Is he thankful for you when you take on those double teams and they're not getting to him to the next level? And I ask that because one of those guys is standing right behind you. And being a lineman my entire life, I know how important that is. That he needs to realize you got a tough job up there. He gets all the glory. You okay with that?
I mean, it is what it is. Like in practice, he gets really pissed when I'm not there because he's got to take on a lot of the double teams. But I got to make my plays and he's got to make his plays, and I just got to do what we got to do.
And it looks like you made enough plays tonight to get the big victory here. What's in your mind for next week?
We just take it one game at a time. Like Roger said, bro. We're gonna celebrate tonight and just move on to the next on Monday.
Congratulations. Have a great weekend. Starting it off with a bang. We got Daniel Broda, inside linebacker tonight. I said earlier in the broadcast, watching you and Jack together tonight, you guys worked as a tandem all across the field. How did it feel getting this big win tonight?
I love being out there. I love my first time out on the field, starting, and being out there next to Jack Alley, all the boys out there. It's really just a great experience.
You're sort of like in that role right now to where a lot of teams are going to focus on Jack just because he's done it ever since he was a freshman now. Looking at it, you were aggressive tonight, and this place, you probably know better than I do, has a history of making, no offense, undersized linebackers look like just football legends. Do you think that you ready to fill in that role tonight?
I'm so proud of what our linebacker core has done. The people above me, Jay Smiley, all those people, it's just really nice. And yeah, I'm the next man up. That's my year.
Of course, you guys probably knew about this team coming in here tonight. All I'd heard all preseason as well. They've got the athletes. They've got the run game. Was that a challenge to you and that defensive unit to shut that down tonight?
Hey, I wouldn't say so. I said we done a lot of preparation, film. We kind of knew what was coming, the plays before they happened, and we just went out there and, results on the scoreboard.
Congratulations, 1-0. Moving on to next week. I appreciate it, Daniel. Thank you. All right, now here's the hard one. Okay, not bad for your first night, right?
No,
not bad.
No,
knocking off a perennial, 6A power, man.
Yes, sir.
So I see you in warm up, and I see that long blonde hair, and I'm like, who's this kid? And then all of a sudden you start running. I'm like, he's not just a good-looking head of hair and a pair of legs. This kid's got a cannon too. Talk about him. What's going on?
The game plan, we have so many playmakers on our offense. Just if we get the playmakers the ball, it's all good. My job tonight was get the playmakers the ball, pretty much keep everyone under control. And, I got to give it to all my players. The defense did a great job stopping them right there, 2 minutes left. The offense, I don't think any of us ever got down. We were always staying up. Jordan, after I threw that one, it got him killed in the middle. I felt really bad, but he didn't say nothing. All he said was, hey, great job, we'll get him. Just go out there and score, win the game. And, at halftime, all my players came up to me, were giving me encouragement, telling me, just be a leader. Like, you're fine, you're playing good. And I feel like that just sparked something in me. I feel like the team is around me, and knowing that, it gives me a boost.
So it seems like listening to you guys sort of interact down here, there is a real good brotherly bond down here between this. What is this senior class like? Is that what it's like every day in the hallways of Farragut High School?
Oh, definitely. This senior class, I feel like we're crazy tight. I know all the senior classes are, but this one, we've been playing since we were 8, 9. Like, it's just, we've been playing together for our whole lives. And, all of us want to win, and we all understand that. Yelling at each other, what does that do? We're just here to get better, have fun. We've been practicing all summer since December. It's just, we're here to win, and we're just going to build each other up, not bring each other down, because that's how we're going to win.
So talking about it, and you look at this offense tonight, and I got to see some highlights from over the summer of all your 7-on-7 work and things like that. What was that like, and did it translate well for you tonight?
It did. I felt like I got my chemistry with my teammates and my receivers a lot better, which made me know that they're going to be in the spot when I need them to be in the spot. It's not, we haven't worked a little bit, we're not going to be able to throw it here, throw it there. No, I knew my teammates, they told me, they got me, they're going to be in the spot they need to be, and they were.
Cam, thank you very much tonight. Congratulations on your first win. And Eric, I'm going to send it up to you and Brett in the booth.
Thank you, Tyler. Great job as always. Half dozen interviews there by Tyler down on the field. He talked there at the end with Cam Duncan making his first career start at quarterback for the Admirals. Prior to that, David Broda was on the mic. Matt Purvis, defensive tackle, ahead of linebacker Broda. And then, let's see, I think probably it was Landis Davila that was up before that. Roger McNear, the second man on the mic down there with Tyler after he got things started, talking with Jordan Shepard. So nice representation of the Admirals this evening in the trenches, both offensively and defensively, talking with some guys who were really getting their first substantial playing time, as well as some of the guys who were kind of the old hats at this, Roger McNear and Matt Purvis, Landis Davila, but now also talking again with Cam Duncan and David Broda, and the excitement of those young men getting the opportunity to contribute in a big-time way on a Friday night, and it was clutch by Farragut. Dobyns-Bennett fell behind 14-0 as Farragut's Jordan Shepard returned the opening kickoff, 94 yards, 18 seconds into this ball game. Farragut led it 7-0. The Indians had a long 57-yard run to get them into the red zone, but on third down, throwing into the end zone, Jordan Shepard picked it off. The ball came out to the 20, and a couple of plays later, it was Farragut's Robbie Jacobs off to the races as the junior, new wide receiver at the varsity level for Farragut this year, as well as cornerback. And Robbie caught one over the middle and sprinted, I'd say, after the catch, probably a good 45 yards or so. 74 yards, the touchdown covered from Duncan to Jacobs, and Farragut with 6:13 to play in the first quarter, led it 14-0. DB came back, moved into the red zone again, kicked a 31-yard field goal by Cooper McLean, their sophomore kicker. 36 seconds to go in the first quarter. It was Farragut leading 14-3. Admirals had to punt it away on their next possession, and Dobyns-Bennett drove 54 yards, scoring on a 7-yard touchdown run by Braden Simpson, senior running back, making it 14-10. Farragut leading with 3:59 to go in the first half. And Dobyns-Bennett was threatening again. I guess it was a third down, fourth down pass that Davila intercepted late in the first half to make sure that the Indians, who up to that point had been building momentum, did not carry momentum into the locker room. So 14-10 was our score at halftime. DB got the ball to start the second half. The Farragut defense, which gave up a lot of yards in the first half, limited the Indians to a single first down on that initial possession of the third quarter. Farragut took over at its 35, moved into the red zone for the first and only time tonight, and a 41-yard field goal after they were pushed back out beyond the 20. A 41-yard field goal, career long for sophomore Ryan McHugh, gave Farragut a 17-10 advantage with 1:13 to play in the third. Again, the Admiral defense limited Dobyns-Bennett to a single first down, so the Tribe punts the ball back to Farragut. Unfortunately, Farragut 3-and-out series. Then Dobyns-Bennett marched 80 yards. Farragut had them. Fourth down and long, but to the Indians' credit, they got behind the Farragut secondary and completed a fourth down pass covering 43 yards, heard to Rome Pruitt. And with 4:51 to go in the game after the extra point by Cooper McLean, we were tied at 17. Farragut went 3-and-out, but the defense did its job, forced a 3-and-out in return from Dobyns-Bennett, though the Indians actually missed an open receiver. But Farragut got the ball back at its 13-yard line, and boy, were the Admirals clutch. 87 yards. They had not picked up a single third down conversion all night long, and there was a third down conversion pass to Landis Davila, and let's see, who else got the big third down conversion catch as well. The other one went to Brooks Burnett. Burnett's covered 20 yards. Davila's covered 25 yards. And as they moved down to the 23-yard line late in this ball game, Farragut throws into the end zone, and with a cornerback face guarding him, somehow Landis Davila in the back corner of the end zone reeled in a 23-yard touchdown pass from Cam Duncan. He began his night, his first pass went 74 yards for the touchdown to Robbie Jacobs. His last pass of the night, 23-yard touchdown toss to Landis Davila. McHugh's extra point made it 24-17 with 16 seconds left. and that would do it as the Admirals snap what had been a four-season string for DB as far as winning their season openers. Farragut has now won 2 in a row where season openers are concerned as the Admirals prevail 24-17. The 2 turnovers in the game occurred in the first half as Jordan Shepard and Landis Davila both had interceptions. First downs, I had DB with 16 for the game, only 4 of those in the second half. Farragut with 9 first downs, 7 of those in the second half. On third down, DB was 3 of 11, Farragut 2 of 8. On fourth downs, the Indians 1 of 3, the Admirals 1 of 1. Penalties, it was Dobyns-Bennett flagged 9 times for 75 yards, and Farragut 2 penalties for 23 yards. So the Admirals 1-0 on the season. Look forward to Powell here at Bill Clabo Field next Friday night, 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:15, our pregame show. And Dobyns-Bennett will return to Kingsport and will host Greenville next Friday night. That will be for the Tribe and Green Devils, a 7:30 kickoff. Then Dobyns-Bennett opens region play the following week against Westridge. Farragut doesn't get into region play until week 4. After Powell, Farragut goes to West, and then on September 8th, the first region game is here at home against Cleveland. Tough schedule lining up for the Admirals throughout 2023, but off to a good start with a dramatic win tonight over Dobyns-Bennett, a team that in years past, in particular in the season opening affairs, had won games of this nature. They had been the team that made the plays late to squeak out the victory, but tonight it was Farragut with that clutch drive after the defense got a stop, an 87-yard drive, and Davila with the heroics.